hello. Welcome. Yes, last minute live stream. It's another stuck at home stream. I've had a chance to do one now, so I said I'd do them as and when I can. And here we are. We're having another one. Welcome everyone. It's Friday. I don't know what that means, but it's Friday and welcome. We're just going to hang out for a few hours while I crack on with some Warhammer Conquest stuff. If you didn't see the last one of these, basically, seeing as everybody in the world, just the camera a second, hang on. Quick camera adjustment. As everybody in the world now is stuck inside, either for a few days or a few weeks or permanently, as in my case, I thought I'd do, as and when I can, little live streams just to give you guys something to do, basically, give you a distraction from the hustle and bustle or lack of hustle and bustle in the real world. I'm going to be cracking on my Warhammer Conquest figures. This is all about basically somewhere for you to hang out in the chat. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing here, so don't need to dwell on it too much. I'm just going to crack on and we'll have a good time. But it's more about just giving you somewhere to hang out in that chat there with your friends in chat. Because the people that watch my stuff, they all kind of know each other anyway. And it's a little community. So, yeah, we'll just hang out and have a good time. And I'll interact with you guys. Now, as always, need to clear my throat. As always, I've got the chat here in front of me. There's Guthorm. You can see he's monitoring the chat as always. So I'm going to keep an eye out. If you want to get my attention in chat, just put your comment in big fat capital letters. Capital letters? Capital letters even. Good start. Talking rubbish. There we go. Capital letters. So I have a chance to see it. Or if you want to, you can use the super chat, which is the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. Puts your comment in a coloured box. Also puts a little animation up here and makes a noise so I can't miss your comment. And it also helps support this channel a bit as well, because it's my little way of getting some income. So if you want to, you can do a super chat. But yes, come and join us in chat. If you can see the chat there, but if you're not on YouTube, you can't join in the chat. So if you're watching this, hit the YouTube icon that's down here in the bottom right-hand corner somewhere under the video player. And that will mean that you can join in the live chat and have a good time, because that's what this is about. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's not really relevant. Just a place for you to hang out. You probably all sat at home bored, nearly swore then, bored, pantsless, doing whatever, desperate for something to do. Hopefully this just motivates you to get to the bench and do some work. Have me on in the background, have chats with your mates. We'll do a little bit of quickie whizzing through the chat first as always, and then I'll crack on with some work and we'll talk about rubbish. And I've still got that little bit of something on my iPad screen there, like a little, I can feel it, it's like a little, you can hear it there, can you hear it? It's like a little bit of, I don't know, there we go. I had it last time and I thought I got it off, like a little dot of super glue or something that's gone and stuck to this. It was very annoying. Anyway, let's have a look who's in chat. We've got Pascal. This is a very last minute stream, so I don't expect lots of you to be around or watching, so don't worry if there's not many of you in chat. If you are watching this and but you're not in chat, but you can see the chat, do join in. Come and say hello. Pascal was the first one, and of course, a horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course, unless, of course, that is the horse is the wonderful Mr. Pascal, who is always in chat and always happy to talk. I'm not saying you're a horse. I realised that towards the end. Pascal was in the first one. Welcome, Pascal. Quanoman, of course, fellow Mank lad. We have David Sanderson. Oh, I had some trouble with the audio setting this up, by the way, so if I'm too loud or too quiet, you're kind of stuck with it. If I'm too quiet, turn the volume up a bit. If I'm too loud, arse. Pascal. David Sanderson. Hi, Pascal. Good. Hi, Quanoman. David, making sure everybody is well. I am well, I'm fine. Mama Fox is fine. We seem to be doing absolutely fine. I've got a stiff back today. Other than that, we're all fine and dandy. Thank you very much. To be miraculously in a good place right now. Rascal's Hobbies is in. He says YouTube button with the thing on the top is like a home. YouTube home, I guess he means home. Welcome, Rascals. Andy McLeish, hello. Power Burke and Squeeze Moo. I can't get close enough to the microphone to do like close up in your ear voices. Coming in your ear. I can't do that. I can't get that close to the microphone. Jamie Bone is in. Welcome, Jamie, my friend. Ickle Pete. Iru is in. Michael Storman. We have Rascal says, howdy from North Dakota. Welcome. Let's have a look what else we got. We have everybody saying, how are you? We're fine. We're all fine now. Here, thank you. Raging Bassist is in. Mike, check. Testing 1 2 1 2 2 2. Sibilance. I added that bit. We have, who else? It jumped. Snowman HFC is in. Welcome, Snowman. We have anybody new? Tomcat 181. Love your live streams like this. Wish you could do them more, says Tomcat. I'm hoping to. Helps pass the time at work. Ooh, don't tell your boss. Shh. I really appreciate the streams. Fox says, Braces gets me motivated because today I have the lays. So do I. Sometimes I get the major lays, and then getting to the bench in the stream is the only way I can get around it. Lynn Dipple, hi Fox. Yay, I caught a live stream for a few minutes. Hi Deal. Hi Lynn. Welcome. Hope you can stay for a bit. Chris at Gross Models is in. One of your mods. I'm sure we'll get some other mods later on, but my mods are lovely, lovely people. They will keep you safe. They will keep you protected. They will protect you from the evils and from the trolls and from the dreaded Gru. But if you cross them, they'll burn you alive in acid and lime and with pins. They'll do nasty things to you, so don't cross them. Trust them to look after you, but don't cross them. Martin Cannon, afternoon all, and Carolina Roberto is in. Hello, welcome Carolina. You're in at the start for once. I like it. Awesome. You normally come in about 10 minutes before we go. Let's have a look. That's up to date with who is in, I think. I have just filmed a little unboxing of my new E-Models build. It will be released after the E-Models show on Monday. Oh, says Gross Models. Yes, Chris is starting his new E-Models build. So as he says, that'll be up on Monday. I have posted up my first video for my E-Models build. The whoa, hang on, coffee. My mouth failed. I went all right there. My first build for E-Models, not my first, my latest. Oh, god damn it, Fox, more coffee. Good god. What are we, like 5 or 10 minutes in? I'm just talking gibberish already. My next latest build for E-Models, the Perfect Grey Millennium Falcon. The first episode has been uploaded. It's available to patrons right now in early access, which is advert free. And it will be released for everybody else on the E-Models channel and my channel on Thursday next week. So keep an eye open for that one. Thursday. But it's up on my channel now for patrons. If you are a patron, go and check out the Patreon page. Let's have a look. So that's everybody up to date, I think, in the chat. Rascal's Hobby asks, is there a place in the States that sells Warhammer figures that ships quickly? Warhammer stores have all closed. Warhammer and Games Workshop has shut down. So you're left with entirely third-party stores. Some of which might still be open. Many may have, depends on where you are, your state governor, whether he's requested that businesses just shut down. I wouldn't bother shipping from overseas because forget it. I mean, overseas shipping is still going, but chances are you'll order something and then they'll just stop importing. They'll stop flights or something. So I wouldn't bother ordering from overseas. It depends on your local state governors and whether they've closed non-essential shops or not. So really dependent on third parties. And yeah, they might all be closed. Not really the best time to suddenly need to urgently buy some Games Workshop, unfortunately. They've just shut down. They have literally closed down the factories. They've shut all the shops. They're just gone. It's just stopped. Until they get the all clear, Games Workshop has just ceased to exist, basically. Which is terrible and sad. But hey, what do we live in? But yeah, third-party stores may still be open, so have a look around. If you go onto the Games Workshop website, or just do a Google search for Games Workshop Store Finder, it will tell you not only your local Games Workshop stores, but also any local third-party stores that sell Games Workshop. It'll show you where they are in relation to you. There may be a bunch of them in your state that might still be open. You can give them a call and maybe order over the phone or something. But yes, so you'd be depending on third parties. Right. Irie says, Christ, I have to paint me Death Guard. Heresy! Yeah. So, yes, I'm going to crack on with some work. I am skipping ahead because the next few issues of Warhammer Conquest were Space Marine, motorbikes, screw that. I'm making some Ultramarines reinforcements, issue 56. Issue 56. I'm jumping ahead. I can build what I like. It doesn't really matter what I build, so I can jump ahead as I like. As always, this is one of my typical streams, so like I said, it's all about you having somewhere to chat, so do put comments in the chat. If you're watching this and you're not in the chat, get in the chat, get in the chat. Dad isn't here, so I shall ask the question, bench and belly. What's on your bench, if anything? Doesn't have to be a model, could be a drawing, could be, you could be building a shelf. Ted's currently building a paint rack for his new man cave. Could be anything. You could be making dinner. It still counts as building and making. And what's in your belly? What are you having for your dinner, or what have you had for your dinner? Don't forget, as always, we've got the Stream Boss battle going on. If you don't know what this is, it's a bit of fun. It's a chance for you guys to make some money. I don't get any money from this. It's purely a community pot of cash. George is the current stream boss. He has 100,000 health points to start with. Every time you put a tip in the tip jar, which you can see there, streamlabs.com/model making guru, that money takes a bit of his health off. The more you put in, the more health comes off. If your tip gets him to 0, you win all the money that's accrued in that pot. I don't take anything from that, you get that. And when George became stream boss, he got 488 quid to spend at Games Workshop, Forge World, or Goblin Gaming. Having said that, I might have to actually stop the stream boss battle, because at the moment you might win the money but there's nowhere to spend it because everywhere's closed. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it off actually. Let's not do that. Suddenly thought, where are we? Stream boss. There we go. And I'll take off. I can't take off the address at the top. We just have to leave that there. But yeah, I'll sort that out later. But I suddenly realised I'll leave it on. I'll leave it on just because it looks stupid with an address just floating there. But yeah, well, and then again, it's going to be months before anybody wins anyway, because it all builds up slowly. So feel free to still put stuff in if you want. It's just a way for you guys to build up money. Yeah, everywhere's closed, so yeah. Lynn Dipple says, I'm really considering getting the D'Agostini X-Wing. It's really good. Now is not the time to subscribe to it, because I'm pretty sure D'Agostini will close their warehouses at some point, and therefore I'd wait. Now is not the time to start anything that involves somebody sending you something, because if they're open now, they might not be open in a month's time. I've got 2 issues left to receive of Warhammer Conquest. Obviously 79 and 80. I don't know if I'll get those. I've not heard from D'Agostini at all. From Hachette. I'm about 25-30 issues into the D'Agostini X-Wing. I've got no idea if we'll still continue to receive those, because right now it's not essential, and I'm sure D'Agostini are like, you know what, close the warehouses. So they will do at some point, I suspect. So it may well be you don't get anything now for a few months. I have no idea. So now would not be the time. I would strongly recommend it, but now would not be the time to sign up for a new artwork. Or any mail order thing like that where you get stuff week in, week out, or month and month. Who cares? Not like a pharmacist or a hospital, it's going to get closed. Let's have a quick look at chat and then we'll crack on. Let's have a look. Rascal's Hobby says Lindbergh line, a B-17G model. Wow, Lindbergh, there's an old manufacturer there. Lee Eagles is in. Welcome, Lee. I'm here, says Lee. Welcome, Lee. You are indeed here. I do wish I got a bloodthirsty, says Raging Bassist, and I think it means bloodthirster. David Sanderson. Bench Chaos Spawns. Belly not sure yet. Bench my D6 and D12 dice men, just needs the highlighting and base doing. Then Arcan the Cruel. Belly nothing. I have been naughty about that today. I've got to be honest, I've kind of binge eaten it over the last week or so because I've been stuck indoors. So I put a bit of belly back on again. I need to get it off again because we've got all the food in. It's like I could just eat this can of whatever. Bad for me. George will have a fit, says David. No, George doesn't mind staying Dream Boss forever. Andy McLeish says, Bench Mustang Belly going to be and mixed grill, egg, sausages and fried slice. Yes. Snowman says, nothing on the bench, nothing in the belly, in bed with a cold, but I'm okay. Hopefully it is just a cold for you, dude. But take care. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Hello, hello. Ickle Pete says, belly ham salad, bench work laptop as working from home. Ah. You can watch this while you're working. Isn't it good? There's always an upside to these things. Andy Graham says, hope Dad's okay. It's weird not having him here. Belly and omelette with spinach, mushroom and peppers in about 20 minutes. Bench Bandai R4i9 droid. Dad's fine. Dad's absolutely fine. He's probably out and about. Well, he won't be out and about, will he? He'll probably be doing something at the minute. But no, Dad's fine. Just talking to him earlier on the Facebooks. Oh, then Dad comes in. Well, hey, I'm here, says Dad. Hey, Dad. So Dad is fine, yes. Bench boxes on top of my desk. Belly Cheerios oats crunch, says Lynn. Cheerios, nom nom nom. Jamie Bone, bench Revel 1/72 scale Lancaster. Belly ham and jam sandwich. Ham und jam, das ist richtig. Dad is in. Dad says, hey, what? Bench and Belly done sobs. Team Annette for no reason at all says ban. Don't know why. Team Annette's obviously got a broken thing. Fox, tell us all about how you don't know how to cook a pie. I said in a chat earlier on with Paul and the other guys, I got a pie from Asda. Other supermarkets are over. I got a pie from Asda. Big fat chicken. Looked really nice. Big fat chicken pie. I can't normally eat pie, but right now we'll eat whatever food we've got. And it says, put in the oven, 180 degrees for 35 minutes. So I put the oven on 180 degrees, I put it in the oven, 20 minutes later, the thing was burned to a crisp. I'm like, your instructions were pants. Didn't even get the full 35 minutes. It was on 180 degrees, it was 35 minutes, it was from the fridge, it wasn't frozen. It was electric, not fan, so I made sure I followed the right instructions. So if you get the big fat chicken pie from Asda, don't follow the cooking instructions. Give it 20 minutes at like 160, it might be alright. They lied. So apparently now I can't cook pies, even though I followed the instructions to the letter. Phil Lewis says, Fox, I checked on the D'Agostino site and they are dispatching parties as usual. They just advise there may be some delay in delivery. They may well be right now, but it's a month from now. If things get worse, the government might say everything shuts. If the government turn around and says, if you're not a pharmacy or a hospital, you close. Yeah, good luck with that. So, yeah, and if you've just signed up, it's the worst time because then you're going to have 5 or 6 months. So I would just say, if you're thinking about signing up for something like that, just maybe not, because you're going to get delays. At the worst, at the best, you'll get delays. At the worst, nothing will happen for months. So you just wait. Let's have a look. Dad says hello to everybody. Rascal says, thank you for live streaming. Hero, hang on. Coffee. That went down the wrong way. Oh, joke killed me. Thank you for live streaming, says Rascal's Hobbies. Here where I live, all shops are closed and we are quarantined. This is a great distraction. You probably weren't here last time I did this, but I'm not quarantined, but we're not really on full lockdown. We're on kind of please would you stay in lockdown, which is rubbish, because the government just needs to say sit the hell down and stay indoors because there's too many mouth breathing idiots that still break the rules. But I actually sort of quarantined ourselves about 3 weeks ago when this all started because Mama Fox is technically at risk. So I don't want to expose her to any risk. So we've just, for the last 3 weeks, we just shut the doors and said, right, not going out. There we go, done. Order online. Any food we need. We've got a sticker on the door saying bugger off, we're in quarantine. So I'm just not taking any risk with Mama Fox's health. So we've just shut the doors 3 weeks ago and we'll be here for the duration now. So this is why I'm doing these streams, purely because it's not just for you guys to have a place to hang out in the chat. It's also a place for me to interact with you guys, because I know I see you on a Saturday and a Sunday. But you know what? I need human contact as well. So it's just as much for me to have people to talk to as it is for you guys. And then McLeish, Paul is the modest mod that ever modded. No, not the modest. He's far from modest. Modest. There's too many words there. Phil Lewis says, true, and I meant to say part works, not parties. Stupid auto cucumber. I hate the auto carrot. Andy McLeish says, wondered about sending Fox a case of Monster Energy. I don't need energy drinks. Trust me, the last thing I need to do is have more energy. Yeah. Phil Lewis, Jamie Bones says, Phil Lewis, that's like me. I am doing the Rossi Bike Collection premium subscription. He should do some gardening. That's safe enough, right? Says Chris. No, even talk about doing gardening. Bloody bramble. Broke my toe. The only person in the world that can break their toe on bramble. Hey Fox, hey everyone, says Corey Grove. Welcome, Corey. I thought that's what Gemma was getting you to do, Chris, at Gross Models, says Andy McLeish. Oh yes, because Chris is supposed to be doing all the decorating. If Gemma's watching this. Aren't you supposed to be like doing loads of decorating, Chris, and painting and stuff? And gardening and everything? I'm pretty sure you are. Yes, he can't get injured by a pond plant or anything. It wasn't a pond plant, it was a bramble at the back of the pond. And I will never wear sliders again. No, Andy, I did the grass and I have some painting to do, says Chris. Yeah, there you go. So Chris is admitting he's got no choice but to do the decorating. Anyway, so we get coffee. Yum, yum. Lee Eagles has just finished painting his 850 Saloon Volvo. It's available. Awesome. Model painting or house painting, Chris asks Andy, and Chris like, yes. Chris just says yes. Yeah. So I hope you are all well. Do let me know in the chat how you're all getting on. Let me know in the chat if you're isolated, if you're in lockdown, if you're free to move around, or however it's going for you. Obviously, as I've said before in these streams, YouTube is demonetizing streams where there is direct mention of obviously the current medical situation. So please don't use the CV and P words. We're referring to it as the Chocolate Velociraptor 19 Pandemonium, is what we're calling it, because that's safe. You could obviously, we're talking about it, and you can in chat, but don't use the specific words, because I don't. This is my income. This is how I make my living. I can't afford not to, you know, get me a little few pence off each video. Literally, it's a few pence. So yes. Let's have a look. I've just dropped my clippers nearly into my foot. Oh, I can tell you today though, it's nice and warm outside. It's nice and sunny and warm, but when you come inside, it's freezing cold. But I've actually got on the shorts today. I know, the shorts. Also, you can do a lot of swearing in the chat if you want to. I don't care. I'm not going to read out your swears. Again, monetization. But you can swear as much as you want in chat. I'm going to cut this sprue into halves because it's far too unwieldy otherwise. And it also seems like I've kind of half done that already. This bit here where it's like, hang on, I've got this big bit in the middle. Who puts a bit? Let's do it this way. It looks like I kind of started to cut this in half and then didn't finish, which is weird. Right, there we go. That's much more manageable. The biggest swear is Gumpler, says Jamie. Then there's a bigger swear than that. I am in the pajamas, says Raging Bassist. Yes. Now, of course, technically it is No Pants Friday. So if you wanted to, you could be No Pants Friday. I, of course, am doing pants because I'm sat here in the house with other people. So, but if you're by yourself in the house or the flat or the apartment, you could be butt naked for all I know, and it doesn't matter. Feel free. Where'er thee be, let the wind blow free. Snowman says, me and the wife are meant to stay at home as both have asthma and are both diabetic but can't get home delivery, but we have loads of food and whiskey, says Snowman. Yes. Keep trying with the home deliveries for things like Asda and Tesco's and wherever you go to. I was trying to order some food last few days, and everywhere like Amazon was we haven't got any slots, Morrison's was haven't got any slots, Sainsbury's was we haven't got any slots. Asda, I went in and they had for the next 3 weeks no slots apart from one, like the next day at 8 AM in the morning, and it was like okay, I'll have that, thank you very much. I don't know how I got that. For some reason everybody had booked every other slot except 8 AM the next day, so I got a slot. Right, F47, F46, F40. We got lettered sprues this time. F47, 46, 46, 47, 48 is what we need. So let's get some bits done. So yeah, so we are isolated here. We're self-isolating. We have been for 3 weeks. 46, 47, 48, and we will be until, like I say, none of us have, you know, got the dreaded chocolate Velociraptor. 46, 47, and I'm hoping to keep it that way. It's not, you know, it's not absolutely guaranteed. It could well be that we get food delivered in and we get it off some packaging, or there's still a chance that we could pick it up. But I'm trying to minimise the risk, because I'm sure that I would be fine in all likelihood. But it's Mama Fox I have to think of. You might not necessarily be fine, so it's my responsibility to not leave the house. 46, 47, 48, 50, 51, 52, or 49. 49. I'll try not to keep knocking the camera. It's quite low down today, so I'll probably knock it quite a lot. We've got pulp number 49. 49. I know my hands are right in the camera shot as well, but just while I'm here in the middle. 49, 50, 51, 52. 51 is the Bonds. 51 and 52. 52 is there. So this is the Space Marine reinforcements. It's 8 more Primaris Marines. If you're not aware of this partwork, it is the Hachette's Warhammer Conquest partwork, where you build up over the course of 80 issues. The part numbers I've forgotten. 50, 51, 52. 50, 51. You build up a Space Marine force and a Death Guard force, and all the bits and bobs you need to fight them, to pit them against each other. And it's a pretty good package. We need the 40mm base, and we've got 3 of those. 40mm. The funny thing is, it always says like 40mm or 32mm on the instructions, but they're not actually marked anywhere as a 40mm or 32mm. They're just not marked at all. Obviously, that's a 40mm, but it does say with holes or without holes. Weird mysteriousness. Let's have a quick swig of coffee. Boris has chocolate velociraptor. He certainly does. Chronoman says, I am total nakedness and everyone needs to know about it. That sounds like everything's for sale. Especially Fox. Hope he has a sick bag. Ha 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 ha. I've seen worse. Lynn says, I got scrubs on. 10 more minutes before off to work. No, I don't want to go. Stay here with you all. Nah, you're doing good work there, Lynn, if you're working in a hospital in healthcare. So don't feel bad. You're doing important work. Snowman asks, did anyone get Disney Plus? It's just come out over here. No budget for such things. Plus, I hate Disney. Aside from obviously Star Wars, I can't stand Disney anyway. There's no Disney content I want to watch apart from Star Wars. Lynn says she got Disney Plus and loves it. Tomcat has it. Yes, I've had it since release. Boris has Pooh's gift. Boris has the gifts of Nurgle. Corey Grove did the free trial to watch The Mandalorian. Tomcat says yes, very best bang for your buck I've seen in a while. Got the plan, been watching loads of movies. I got the free trial. Ah, matey. I don't know why I really went all piratical. Arr, matey, that's right, that is. Arr. Very piratical. Yes, no, I mean I have no interest. I can't stand Disney anyway. So apart from literally Star Wars, I have absolutely no desire to watch anything Disney. I can't stand Disney. Especially like the typical Disney stuff, you know, the Disney cartoony. I utterly can't stand Disney at all. Now, I may not get a lot done today because over the last few days, sporting an injury of some sort, and I don't know why. This part of my hand here is quite sore the last few days. So holding things like this for long hurts my hand. So I may not do much today. I don't know where it's come from. I think what's happened is my lovely, beautiful IBM Model M keyboard, my computer keyboard, died. Some of the keys just died, and I can't fix it. So I've had to resort to some crappy Microsoft fleshy laptop style keyboard, and I think it's the whole different way of typing that's hurting my thumb there. Because I really miss my IBM Model M keyboard. It's beautiful and it's clicky clacky, and it's probably the original. You know, it's the proper original clicky clacky keyboard, and it's duff, and I can't get it fixed. I'll have to get a new one. I'll have to wait. So I'm using some crappy Microsoft membrane keyboard that's just garbage. Laptop keys and ugh. So typing is twice as much work, and it's probably killing my hand. Yeah. Do. What's been going? Anyway, what's been going on in here? Well, there's not a lot of news to tell you because I've not been anywhere the last few days. Like, you know, I have started the prime molds. No, I nearly said fine molds. The perfect grade. That's the word I'm looking for. The perfect. I'm going to turn my dog tags around. Hang on. There we go. Making jingly jangly noises. Started on the perfect grade. I've not started on it. I opened it up and did a what's in the box. But I'm going to make a start on the actual building on Monday. Filming the build. Monday or Tuesday. I had hoped to start the actual filming the build this week. But, you know, one thing and another. I haven't had a chance to film that bit. After filming the... Well, I filmed the unboxing episode and then had some issues with my computer so that I had to like render the video like 30,000 times. It took a bit longer than I thought to make that simple video. And when you do watch it, so it comes out for non-patrons next week. When you do watch it next week, if you're not a patron, you haven't watched it already. Keep in mind the titles are a bit rough and ready, but the next one will have a slightly better version. It's really like a little brief 5-second title. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it, but they look better. They'll look better on the next episode because I added some bits, made some tweaks. I'm afraid it's nowhere in the league of the Eagle Transporter titles because Disney and copyright. Yeah, it's not a good combination. Yeah. what else been going on? So I did that. I put up another Books of Skyrim book yesterday. Just a little quick 3-minute one. It's the Explorer's Guide to Skyrim. Quick look at some of the soul stones and the locations. Oh, Tommy TNT Life. Anyway, Tommy's in. Says, yo, welcome, Tommy. Be right back. I need to do a wee, says bassist. Thanks very much. We shall alert the press of these updates. Love the books, Fox. I saved them, says Lynn. Awesome. There's like 300 books in Skyrim, and there's like 200 books in Daggerfell, and another 300 books in Morrowind. So trust me, there's hundreds of books to go yet. Some are fictional. Some are guides to the world of the game. Some are historical things in the game. They're all really good. I enjoy reading them out. It's actually quite fun recording them. I would love to actually do an audiobook. That'd be great fun. Getting off these nibs. Whoa, hello. I've just seen something, but I'll let it pop up on the screen. Comes in chat first and then takes 10 minutes to hit the screen. Waiting. It'll appear, don't we? Give it a second. There we go. Dad, massive thank you, Dad. That puts a little £10 super chat through. Dad, you are an angel. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. That'll go towards my let's buy some food fund. Yeah. As you can see there, you can see in chat here, it puts a big coloured box in the chat, so I can't miss your comment. And it does do that little animation as well. So massive thank you to Dad. That's really kind of you. After everything else you've done this week, thank you massively. I have to say, by the way, massive thanks to all of the guys last week in the last show that did loads of super chats, because I got my little Google payment this month the other day, which is, you know, your YouTube and other things. And it's basically double what I normally get. So I was like, wow, thank you very much, guys. You're paying the bills. So thank you. If you don't know what the super chat is, if you didn't join us at the start, super chat is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. Basically, it just puts your comment in a colour box, makes that little animation in the corner there. I can't miss your comment, and you also help support this channel a little bit. So it's the easiest and quickest direct way to help support this channel if you wish to. You do not need to. Doing. I don't think we've seen you in here before, Tommy, but welcome. For keeping us all amused, says Dad. Wendy H is in. Welcome, Wendy. Athol is in as well. Afternoon, Dad and Lynn. Trust you are both in good health, says Athol. Welcome, Athol. I'm glad you could make it. Where? Let's have a look. Awesome. Athol says yes. White gloss took 3 coats to eliminate the old purple that used to be everywhere, and the fumes of it last died. I think he's been doing some decorating. He's been updating me on his gloss coats. Yeah. Last time there was decorating in this house was it was like the 1980s. Yeah, my dad used to be in charge of decorating. Bless him, he wasn't very good at it. So I think the last time we did any kind of decorating in this house was like the 80s, late 80s, and then it never happened again. And then obviously my father passed away at the start of the 2000s, and then I don't do DIY. I don't do DIY for 2 reasons. One, I'm lazy. 2, I can't be bothered to say the second reason. No, 2 is I'm useless. I inherited my father's DIY skills. I suck big time at DIY. I told you I'm a painter, not a maker. But even when it comes to painting houses, I'm still rubbish. Oh yes, forgot. May as well say hello to our main man Foxy. Hello, Athol. How are you, mate? Don't worry. I'll just carry on here. I'm only joking. But that's the thing about these streams. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing here, and you can ignore me if you want. I don't mind at all. People can ignore me. I'm more interested in you guys having somewhere to hang out and chat, while I just happen to be on in the background wittering away to myself. That's my most important focus here. Is that you guys have somewhere to hang out and chat, and I do as well. It's chat for me as well. Don't forget, it's interaction for me to interact with you guys. So. Ted's doing well today, says Dad. He's making all his paint bottle shelves. Yep, Ted's rebuilding or building his man cave in his loft. He's done all that now, and he's making some paint racks out of leftover wood. Wood. Spaced Hamster, hey all. Just came in for my first steps outside since Sunday. Ooh. I went out in the garden the other day. Quite nice. It was pleasantly sunny, so I went into the garden area. Ooh, my area. Do. I can hear building work going on outside, like, you know, home DIY, and it's one of those things like, is it somebody just working on their own house, or is it a builder that's come in to do some work for someone, in which case you need to go and shout at them? Then I just can't be bothered. People are that stupid, they're that stupid. I'm not bad, but bored out of my skull with this isolation, so word is it's going to be longer, as old Boris has been confirmed as a self stay-at-homer. It's going to be months, mate. Let's just be blatantly honest. This is going to go on for months. I would guess. It's a pandemic. It's not a blip of the seasonal flu. It's a full-on pandemic. I've just said the word, haven't I? God damn it. Hopefully YouTube just ignores that bit. Lynn's. Oh, thank you very much, Lynn. Lynn says, thanks, Fox. Off to work I go. Bye, my friend. Stay safe. Lynn, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you massively. Very, very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Most kind of you. Yeah, hopefully YouTube don't pick up on that word. I just said the pandemonium word 3 times. Yeah, it's going to be months. This isn't going to stop. For all that certain people think they'll be back up to normal by Easter, yeah, good luck with that. You won't. Yeah, just get settled in, folks. Get settled in. Get used to it. What's chat doing? I'll be very surprised if this doesn't last till the end of May, says Space Hamster. Basis says that's what my dad is doing. He's making a little makeshift greenhouse. And the thing is, at the end of the day, this is nothing compared to what our parents and grandparents went through during the war. This is nothing compared to it. This is absolutely nothing. Even Mama Fox is like, this is nothing. This is just, you know, you're not getting bombed. You're able to eat. It's nothing. Jesus had a hard time of it, but I wonder what he would make of this, or could he find a miracle cure, says Athel. Yeah, nothing. He didn't exist. Clunk. Dumb stories. I hate doing these backpacks. I really hate doing these backpacks. Mind you, I don't hate these backpacks as much as I hate doing Tempestus Scions. Oh god, Tempestus Scions. Yeah. The smile on my missus' face as I'm making progress on my Mustang, says Andy McLeish. I don't want to know what you're doing to make that smile, Andy McLeish. Personal, that is. Keep that to yourself. Yeah, little bit of blue. Eh? Gone a bit blue. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo. Fox, we need to see the speeder bikes. Speeder bikes? This isn't Star Wars. You mean the Space Marine bikes? Yeah, good luck with that. You'll see them at the end. I'm going to build everything else. And then, when I've built everything else, then, because I have no choice, I will build the Space Marine bikes. But that'll be like, you know, it'll be a cold day in hell when I do that. Yes. Yeah, they'll be left to the very end. Yeah, these backpacks, they're a pain in the bum to clean up. And our very good friend Cy Reynolds, Kevin as we know him, he will tell you they're not so bad if you're just doing like a tabletop paint job or whatever. But if you're trying to do like a Golden Demon entry or that kind of level painting, they're just a fate worse than death. That was Raging Bassist says, thank you very much, Raging Bassist. I can't quite see the comment there. Give me a second. Can't see the full. It's not giving me the full comment. Given that God is infinite and that the universe is also infinite, would, and then I can't see the rest of it. I do apologise. I don't know if that was a tip or a super chat. Thank you very much, regardless. But unfortunately, it doesn't save the. It was a tip, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it pops the comment off the screen too quick, and I can't see it. And I can't quite scroll it out all the way. But thank you very much. Yes, if you're doing tips, you might want to keep your comment a bit short because I can't see the full comment on my streaming software, which is a bit rubbish, I know. But that's a little bit of George's health come away. Thank you very much. Most kind. A little bit of money gone into the pot. I'm here for borderline jokes and upping the adorable factor, Andy, says Paul at Team Inept. Yes. Don't mind Foxy about space bikes, says he hates them, but how about updating them to Custodes bikes? I like the... I do like those hover bikes that the Asteptus Custodes got. I had a couple of them. I gave them away as a giveaway prize, and I'm thinking, damn, I should have kept them. The Virtus jet bikes. They look mint. See, they look mint. And the Atalan... the Gene Stealer Cult's Atalan bike thing, the guys on the motorbikes, those motorbikes, like little motocross bikes, they look fantastic. There's just no hope for the... They need some... The rumour is that with the new Primaris stuff, you're going to get some new Space Marine bikes, and that will be awesome. Because the old one's just garbage. Jamie Bowen says, that is correct. I think Dad should build a blue Baneblade. Dad's now having all kinds of little fits. We don't like muffins around here. We want no muffins, no toast, no tea cakes, no buns, no baps, baguettes or bagels, no croissants, no crumpets, no pancakes, no potato cakes, and no hot cross buns. I actually like all of those. I think you might be overruled by everybody there, bassist. And definitely no smelling flapjacks. Nothing wrong with a bit of blue, says Quano Man. Just no one tell Dad I said that. Dad says, no, Quano, no. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. What else been going on? Not a lot. Not a lot, really. I've been not really binge watching, but doing sort of little mini binge watch of the Clone Wars Season 1. I'm on to Season 2 now. Just like a couple of episodes of an evening while I'm eating my tea. Or when it's late and there's nothing else I can be doing. I've not watched it in a few years. Jolly good fun. I do like the Clone Wars series, the animated series. Favourite characters, like I said in Chris's stream last night, favourite characters on that are the tactical droids. Oh yeah. I love the voice. It's almost like vocoders, but not quite, because it's voice acted. They do very well. I wish somebody made a large model of a tactical droid. That would be mint. Let me know if my visor of seeing is getting into shot all the time, by the way. Yeah, tactical droid. I'd ban him for missing that reference. I don't get the reference. What's the reference? I guessed it was a reference to something, but I don't know what the reference was. So I failed. I do apologise. I started watching Castle as I heard the female was rather good looking, and guess what? She is, says Athel McNichol. Yeah, Castle's good though. Castle is actually really, really good. But the weird thing with Castle is you have to, when you realise that in real life, what's his face? The guy's name, I can't remember. The one that's in all the Halo games. What's his name? The actor, the Chappie McPherson face. Him and the lead female actually hated each other. Or at least eventually hated each other. That's why it stopped. The reason... oh, Red Dwarf, says Raging Bassist. Well, it's not. That's not a quote I remember from Red Dwarf. There's like 10 years of it over 15 years. I can bet everything. Also, I don't recognise that at all. I didn't recognise that at all. Yes, they hated each other by the end of it, and that's why it stopped. Because they really couldn't stand each other. Castle and the woman that played his wife. It's quite acrimonious, apparently. Nathan Fillion, that's it. Yes. From Firefly and all them Halo games. Yes, Nathan Fillion. Apparently, well, the rumour is that he's a bit of a, I don't know, he's a bit hard to work with, let's say, but obviously I don't know. I'm not an actor that's working with Nathan Fillion, so I can't say. Who knows who was in the wrong there? Earl D is in. Hi, Earl. Hey, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Let's just say they couldn't get on with each other. Creative differences. And it just kind of filtered out. I tried watching that series he did afterwards, after they finished doing Castle, because him and the actress fell out. I tried watching The Rookie, which was his next series, and I've got to tell you, it wasn't very good. It just didn't work. After coming right off the back of Castle, the humour was, it didn't work. Did not work. I gave up on that. I watched most of the first season and was like, yeah, that's not getting a second season. Sucks because it was a good show, says Tonka. Yeah, I like Castle. At the time, I had at the time it was a couple of years ago, but it was quite good because it'd be a case of during the week you'd have on one day you'd have the latest episode of Bones, then another day you'd have the latest episode of Elementary, and then you'd have the latest episode of Castle, all within the. So you'd have like 3 things you could watch all throughout the week as they were released online. Jolly good. But they've all gone now. They've all gone. That says, be right back. Gross Model says, I enjoyed The Rookie. What? I don't know. The thing with The Rookie was, I know it was nothing like it, but I couldn't get out of my head at all TJ Hooker. You know, middle-aged actor, bit down on his luck. Middle-aged actor. He's not got the juicy role anymore. Maybe a bit desperate for something to do. Oh look, it's just like William Shatner doing TJ Hooker. I couldn't shake that similarity, and it just ruined it for me. I do like Nathan Fillion, but the characters did nothing for me. Bones was another good one that ended. Yeah, Bones was good. I love Bones. Bones was great just for the ensemble cast. Bones was fantastic. Do. I never watched Hooker, says Chris at Gross Models. Dude, where were you in the 1980s, man? God. You never watched TJ Hooker. It was terrible. And let me just... To give you an example, it's basically middle-aged fat William Shatner being in a situation where he has to run on occasion towards the camera in public with people watching him. It wasn't a sight to behold, because he was a bit paunchy. And he was playing a cop, and yeah. And now I've got the TJ Hooker theme in my head, thanks. I did that to myself, I think, but yes. You've not watched TJ Hooker. The FBI guy is in the new series SEAL team. I don't know who the FBI guy... I didn't watch enough of The Rookie to meet up with an FBI... Oh, do you mean from Bones? And which FBI guy do you mean? Mean Seeley Booth, or do you mean Sweets, or do you mean the other one whose name I can't remember that eats everything? It's always eating. What's his name? I can't remember his character name. Oh God, I've forgotten it. Somebody remind me in chat. Oh, Booth. Okay, yeah. What was after Sweets? I won't do any spoilers, but after Sweets was no longer in it, what was the other guy's name? I can't remember his name. Aubrey. That was it. Aubrey. Agent Aubrey. I remembered. There we go. Yeah, Bone. Nothing beats Bone. You can't beat Bones. Bones is kind of a glowing high point, I think. But ensemble cast dramedies. It's a comedy drama, isn't it? So it's a dramedy. And there were actually people that kind of rivet counted bones and got stroppy about the accuracy. And it's like, seriously, it's a dramedy. Nobody cares if that's not actually how, you know, this, that, and the other works. There are people that do that. Boston Legal was awesome, says Space Hamster. I never actually watched Boston Legal. That was another William Shatner vehicle. But I never actually watched that. But that was a sitting down a lot role and not running towards the camera in an action run. Because in TJ Hooker, he had to do the action cop run. Which, when you see him as middle-aged and slightly paunchy, yeah. And his little toupee going on with his little curly hair. It's a toupee. Really obvious. I've got the TJ Hooker music in my head. Thanks for that. Eric Graham says, Chris at Chris Models, Warhammer TV posted a weathering tutorial on those planes. Yes, they did today. I was going to send Chris a link saying, oh, if you just waited a few more days. Yeah, Nick Baton does some weathering tips. Dead simple weathering tips for beginners on the little Aeronautica Imperialis planes. And they're alright. Although that makes me laugh with the streaking one. He says the way to do streaking is you get some Lamian medium and you get some whatever paint it was, I think Deathcore drab. And you basically dilute what he does, he dilutes down the Deathcore drab, which is base paint, with Lamian medium to make a shade almost, and then he paints the streaks on. He just literally paints on a line and says that's a streak. But if you watch it, he paints the line on, he gets the brush and he's like, and now we just paint the streak on here, and he paints this line on that's like solid paint colour. And then it does the swoosh across and cuts to, and suddenly you've got this really faint streak, and I'm like, no, that's not what you just painted. You didn't just paint that solid. I know colours become more transparent as glazes get more transparent as they dry, but not that much more transparent. There was some shenanigans going on there. Shenanigans. But I'm assuming that content will dry up now because Games Workshop's shut. And apparently Duncan's new website, the DuncanRhoadesAcademy.com, I think it is, fell over because so many people wanted to join that it just broke the entire internet. So apparently he's getting dedicated servers set up. Excessive demand. Because the way he's basically doing it, Duncan, is he'll release stuff onto YouTube for free, but he'll put a lot more content up on his website for, I think he's just having a single blanket charge of $3.99 a month. Which you think right now would be quite difficult to do because everybody's suddenly losing their job. But at the end of the day, people really like his content, and the content coming from the Warhammer TV is so garbage that people want decent content. So I think people will be quite happy to pay $3.99 a month. Not that much, really. If I could afford it, I'd pay $3.99 a month to watch Duncan paint. Quite happy to do that. Thank you very much. But I can't afford it, so I shall not do that. Well, good on him, because he's still putting content on YouTube. Not as much, obviously. We won't get as much. I'm sure there'll be more in-depth tutorials and stuff on the website. But yeah, bless him. They launched it and it fell over. Because everybody's at home and bored. Really keen to see Duncan do stuff. That's how bad the Warhammer TV content is. It's just not. But for absolute beginners, it's fine. But for people that watch this, they seem to have forgotten that a lot of their viewers were either they watched it because they enjoyed watching it, because, you know, they already painted better than they show on the videos, but they just enjoyed watching Duncan and Peachy. Or, well, that's it really. Obviously, they had lots of beginners, but there was that chunk of the viewers who watched, like me. I can paint better than. Well, not always, but I can probably paint to a better level than they show on a lot of the videos. But I still watch them because they're fun. Fun to watch, or they were. But now it's just Nick and Peachy. It's not the same. And it's all battle ready, and we've had this conversations. Battle ready and parade ready. Both of those levels of painting are garbage. Parade ready is not as good as the original painting videos used to be, and battle ready is just absolute garbage. Painting it with a stick and a dead cat. Take some soil, put some water in it, dip a dead cat in it, and paint your mini. There you go, battle ready. Now, I've not really watched any of their content for a while. Yeah, they should have treated them better, and they wouldn't have lost Duncan, would they? See. Let's have a look. Think it's worth asking for a refund on an item I ordered last week, paid for next day delivery. On Amazon? No chance, not worth it. If it's Amazon or something like that, there's no point, because paying for next day delivery now is just not something you need to do. There's no point unless it's like, you know, essential items. No, everywhere in the world is just absolutely being destroyed by demand, online demand. I would not buy anything expecting next day delivery, because there's only so many people that can pick and pack things, and Amazon are prioritizing important stuff, food and supplies. So I wouldn't bother. I'm afraid right now, if you order next day delivery and it takes a week, I'm afraid that's just the way it is right now. Clark is in. Afternoon all, just in from a brief stint in work. Welcome, Clarky. Let's have a look. One of Duncan's videos is 55 minutes long. Oh, Foxy is but another struggling modeller, and wait till he gets paint on brushes, says Athol. Oh, Foxy is but another struggling modeller. You've lost me. I don't quite understand the sentence you wrote. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps. Currently printing parts to make an Ed 209. So far, so good, says Paul. Cool. Is this a resin printer? 4 books for private painting lessons is a steal, says Eric Graham. Yeah, absolutely. $3.99 a month for Duncan stuff. Like I say, if I could afford it, I'd pay that. And for me, though, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet at all, because I'm not that good. But, you know, a lot of the stuff that they show on the Warhammer TV is the old stuff, not the new stuff that's rubbish, but the traditional stuff. It was either that's as good as I am anyway, or I've kind of got better than that. Because I've been doing it for a few years, and they aimed it at their stuff was always aimed at beginners and easy, quick ways to paint. They've just gone a lot further into the easy, quick ways. They're always kind of like top level techniques, anyway. But I'd quite happily pay Duncan's thing just to watch Duncan, because I like watching his stuff. Whether I'm learning something or not, it doesn't really matter. You know, he could show the same technique over and over again on different videos, and we'd still watch it. Just come on, we just enjoy watching Duncan. Let's just be honest. You're wondering what I'm doing? I'm just carving out a little panel line on the back of his leg because it's gone a bit soft. I'm not doing it very well, but I'm trying. I'm having trouble. Now, come on. Get in the hole. I think that'll do. Some of the panel lines on the back of the legs of these guys are a little bit squishy and not particularly crisp. It's quite tricky to get them out, to scribe them, because they're on a curved, compound curved surface, and again they're not very distinct, so it's easy to slip and scratch. I think that'll do. You see why it takes me so long to make like dudes? Yeah. Let's have a look. LD, no delivery means refund can cancel. If it's Amazon, yeah, what they tend to do is, with Amazon, if it's been 48 hours and you've not had the package, if the way it basically works is Amazon, if they think it's been delivered and you're saying it's not turned up, either they'll show it as delivered and you'll say you haven't got it, in which case they're quite happy to do refunds, then they don't mind at all. Or if they don't show it as delivered and you haven't had it and it's been like, you know, a few days, often what I've found is they will actually change the status of it to say, I mean, I've had one where I ordered something and it was next day and it was about a week later, and I was on the verge of giving him a mail and say, hey, it's been a week, it's not turned up. I went to check on the order and it says, oops, looked like something went wrong. It's been more than a few days. We think it might be lost. And then it gave it another couple of days and it said, yeah, we think it's been lost. We'll just refund it. So they are pretty good at just refunding things that don't get... If they don't show it as delivered and you don't have it, they're pretty good at just automatically refunding you anyway. So if it's been more than 48 hours and you haven't received it, but they show it as delivered, I'd get in touch with them. Just use the little chat bot. I find it best. Don't bother calling them. If it's Amazon, of course, I'm assuming it's Amazon. Don't bother calling them. Just use the chat bot. Because don't forget, everybody be calling Amazon right now because everybody's panicking because they can't get their non-essential items. Because people are stupid. I ordered this earbuds 2 weeks ago and they've not turned up. Yeah, well done. It's because they're busy delivering food to people. But yeah, if they show it as delivered and you haven't had it, absolutely give them a shout after 48 hours. And they usually just refund it. If they don't show it as delivered and they're not showing it as, oops, something went wrong, then it might just be that it's low priority and it's at the back of the queue. But they'll be happy to tell you that. Never had a problem with that. I mean, I must be honest, I've never had a problem with them. So I have had things like, you know, get delayed, and I have had things go missing and never get delivered. But they've always been really honest and just say, yeah, we can't find it either. We'll just refund you. Don't worry about it. I've never had to argue with them. Raging Basis says, yeah, not a fan of Nick. Yeah, I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but I don't... Nick Baton just doesn't do anything for me. I can't watch his stuff. I think he just needs to stop shouting and calm down. just stop shouting, Nick. Pretend the person you're talking to is sat next to you. Beyond Hope says, boo, Goblin Gaming have just shut their website down due to CHOCOLATE. Element Games haven't responded to either Twitter or Facebook requests. Wayland Games and E-Models have said they're staying online. Yeah. As far as I know, E-Models are remaining online at the moment. Just they're not accepting people coming into the shop, but they are taking orders online. And I think that's purely because they're lucky enough that I'm going to guess that the way they can work is normally what you have is you have somebody in the back doing the picking and packing and somebody in the front doing the customer facing stuff and all the admin and everything else. So I'm guessing it with E-Models, my channel, my transparency, they're my channel sponsors. emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. I'm assuming either it's just James Mate on his own, or, you know, James and one of the guys, but they can keep 6 feet apart. Because technically, at the moment, the government requirements are that they can still, online shops can still remain online as long as they can abide by the requirements of social distancing. So if you're an online retailer and your staff can remain 6 feet apart at all times, technically, it's a little bit of a loophole, they can remain online. But obviously individual shops they're dealing with it on an individual basis, so it may well be the guys at Goblin are like, well, we want to stay open because we need to make money, but at the same time there's no way we can feasibly run this office and the warehouse with staff more than 6 feet apart. Because if you know the office at Goblin Game, if you go upstairs to the office, they're all sitting quite close to each other, so I'm going to guess with the guys at Goblin, I mean, trust me, no retailer wants to close right now. But they also don't want to make their staff ill or themselves. So, yeah, I suspect places like Goblin, if they're closing down entirely, it's because they can't guarantee the health of their staff, and that's the right thing to do. Then you get like chuds like the guy that runs Sports Direct trying to get away with it. We shall stay open because we're an emergency. We're an essential service. No, shut up, you big fat stupid chud. He got his ass handed to him anyway. Even MPs were like, stop talking rubbish. Yeah, so basically, like, online retailers can stay open as long as they can maintain the social distancing, and that's up to the individual retailer to make that decision. I think I've messed up this barrel already now. That went a bit wrong. Ugh. Chud. See what, that guy from Sports Direct, he's made me angry already. Made me angry, and now I'm rude to my barrel. All gone horribly wrong. Yeah, that didn't quite work. I've done that. I literally turned the thing about once, and it's garbage the end of the barrel somehow. That's kind of annoying. He turned it like a little tiny bit. Hole's not even on the edge. I don't know what's going on there. The hole's in the middle, and somehow it managed to carve out the edge of the barrel. I don't quite know how it made that mistake. Very strange. Very, very strange. So yeah, I'm guessing that obviously the guys at eModels are fairly confident and happy that their staff are still safe while they're working. But should that change, I would suspect, obviously, like everybody else, they would shutter completely. Yeah, that hole, that was weird. The hole was right in the middle. You can't really see, but the hole's in the centre of the barrel, perfectly aligned, and yet it gnarled out the edge for some unknown reason. Weird. And I can't sand it down now because I can't quite get to it. Dad says, remember to hit that like button, people. Thank you very much, Dad. Yes, one thing I always say, ways to support this channel. There we go. We'll do that bit then. Thanks for the little segue there, Dad. Now, you have to remember, I'm British. For those of you who don't realise this, I am actually British. I do apologise. I am British, and as a matter of course, the intelligent ones amongst us, not all Brits, but the intelligent ones, we hate asking for stuff. We're never comfortable asking for things. So, asking for support or likes or cash or anything like that, we really don't like doing it. But this is my job, this is my living, this is what I do for an income, so I have to do it. So, if you would like to support this channel, let's get this out of the way quickly. If you'd like to support this channel, you'll be an awesome person. You can do. There's several ways. The first and simplest way, of course, is just to like and subscribe. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any content. Hit the notification bell and choose all so that you don't miss out on any live content when it goes live, because sometimes like this, it's last minute and unannounced. And if you like videos, always like a video from your favourite contributor creators, whether it's me or anybody else. Always like every video they put up, because it means their video gets listed higher on the YouTube search results. And it means more people watch it, and therefore it helps them make a little bit of income. So always like the videos. Every creator wants like 1,000 views and 1,000 likes. That's the ideal. Unless they make rubbish content. I mean, obviously, if the content's rubbish, don't like it. But if you like the creator and the work is you enjoy it and want them to do more, then give them likes. If you want to help financially this channel. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can, of course, when you see a live stream, do super chats, the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. I get that money, and it's a massive help to me. That's part of my Google income. You can always do super chats. It's the simplest way. It's just as and when. You don't have to do it all the time. If you want to, you can become a patron on my Patreon page. Address is at the bottom down there. It's patreon.com/modelmakingguru. Now, of course, right now, I appreciate that this is not the right time to ask for financial support. But, you know, hey, I've got to do it. I hate doing it, but I've got to do it. Don't forget, of course, there's you can support me in other ways. I was about to say go to Goblin Gaming, link in the description below, but they're now closed. So when they're back open again, if you need tabletop stuff, any kind of tabletop modelling or gaming stuff, go to Goblin Gaming. Address in the description below the video. That's my affiliate link. It tells them I sent you. But I do also have Amazon stores in the US and UK. So if you need to pick up stuff off Amazon, you can help me out massively by ordering through my Amazon affiliate store. If there's something you want and it's not in my store, just drop me an email or contact me somehow. I can add it within 2 seconds. All the links for those are in the description below the video. And if you need to get model making stuff, go to emodels.co.uk. Link again in the description below. They are open and shipping orders right now. Now this guy's got a very soft line on his cauldron. I've got to try and scratch it in, but carefully. Yeah, there's multiple ways you can support your favourite creators. So I've scratched that now. I'm not gonna The little sort of bit round the gold trim on his pauldron is really softly sculpted there. I'm trying to scratch in to get it back, but I'm just scratching away from it and scratching into the actual round bit of the pauldron, so that's not ideal. Ugh. I don't have much luck with this one. It's taking forever to do. I don't have much luck with it. Hello, something happened. Space Hamster tip £3. I did this with gloves on, so it's safe. Thank you very much, Space Hamster. It's very kind of you. That will have taken a little bit of George's health off Stream Boss's health. So that's gone into the community pot. And remember, that money is for you guys. That's not for me, that's for you guys. I've made a right mess of that pauldron. That money is for you guys. So the more tips you put in that jar, the more of his health you take off. Whoever gets him to 0 wins all the money in that jar. Right, I've made a right mess of that guy's pauldron. I think what I might do is... We've got any shields? I think when it comes to painting this fella, I may need to get creative. You can't really see on camera, but the trim around the edge was really softly moulded, so I'm trying to scrape it back in with the scribing tool, but I missed a couple of times, and it just looks like garbage now. So what I'll do is, I've got some spare sets where you get the little shields that go on the pauldrons. So I'll have a dig around, and I'll find one of those and glue it on his pauldron, just cover it up, because, yeah, I can't recover from that. It's just a mess. It's just garbage. Next time I'll just leave the slightly soft panel line. I could make it into battle damage, I suppose, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, that's going in there. Quick look at chat, because I've ignored the chat for a bit. Oh. Let's have a look. I just released an order from HobbyLink Japan, so they're working, says Space Hamster. Featurecaster UK and EU is down though. It will depend on, it depends on the individual trader and their moralities and their practicalities. For many of them, it may just be one hopes that they can practically keep themselves open and at the same time obey whatever the regulations are in their country for social distancing. One would like to think that for most of the people that we get stuff from, they're like moral enough to say when that's not the case, they'll just close down. I can't imagine any of the traders I use being like, no, we need to stay open to make money. Whoa. You know, like Sports Direct or Weatherspoons. Yes. I just got a box from Goblin this morning, but I get paid next Tuesday. I'm not going to be able to spend it, said Beyond. Yeah, think of it this way. By the time all this is over, all that stuff you won't have ordered from all these places, you can have a ton of money in your bank account, hopefully. So you'll have all the money you haven't spent. You can make some massive orders. Thomas Segato just ended cleaning home. What did I miss? You're not miss much. I'm making a Space Marine. I've got 8 to make and I've not even finished building one yet. HobbyLink Japan may be open, but don't hold your breath in delivery times. Everything is going out the window, says Beyond Hope. Yes, that's what I was saying before at the start. Getting stuff from abroad is probably the worst thing you can do right now, because there's no guarantee it's going to get here anytime soon. Because think about it. A lot of countries are restricting their borders, so although they're not stopping cargo coming in, they might do. Also, a lot of the companies that are operating those flights may have less flights because people are not in because they're off sick. So, yeah, now is not a good time to sign up for Partworks or order things from overseas, because there's no guarantee. It's like my big, massive Master Grade Sazabi that I finished for George. I finished it 3 weeks ago. I can't ship it because there's no... A, I can't go to the post office anyway, because I can't leave the house. But B, there's no guarantee that if I ship it that it goes anywhere, because the postal service, their staff are just at risk of being off sick as anybody else is. So, and it might be that it gets on a plane and suddenly America says, right, we're not accepting anything from anywhere, even people or postal, anything. Stop sending things, and it just gets stuck in limbo then. So I'm not risking that. No Fox says, Paul, I'm printing it on the Creality Ender 3. I want a good sized kit and the resin printer isn't big enough. I need to find someone with a super high quality printer that can do super high quality, like, you know, proper, like, awesome quality. And then I need to find like a 3D model of a tactical droid that's like this tall, and then I need to pay someone to print that for me, because I really want to build. I want to build and paint a tactical droid because they're awesome, but nobody makes them. There's a little Hasbro action figure size one that's just, it's action figure size. That's not much use. Oops, chat jumped. Chat jumped quite a bit. Hang on. Catching up. Raging Bassist. I'm not a great painter. I'm better at the Beastie, but I'm still pretty happy with my level. Would like to improve. That just comes with time, I guess. Still love my Javier, American model. Or Xavier. Or if you're American, Xavier. Xavier. Talking about Amazon Basis says, I've had a few problems, but they've always been, yeah, no problem. We'll just refund or send out a new one. Phil Lewis had to relocate upstairs and fire up the dinosaur. Dinosaur. Beyond Hope. Amazon Essential, Non-Essential is a joke. Wednesday, look for a new LED light and everything showed delivery end of April. Same day, bought some Matchbox cars. Delivery tomorrow. Don't forget when you order from Amazon, some of it isn't actually... Oh, hello. Edward Leonard, thank you very, very much, Edward. You are very, very kind. You lovely. He says, Soup Cat. Thank you very much, Edward. I love you to bits. Yay. Thank you very much for that. That's awesome. Yeah, don't forget when you order something from Amazon, like Mama Fox ordered, I was trying to order food from Amazon. It was like a month away. Mama Fox ordered some knitting needles and they came within a few days. It's not always coming from Amazon. Don't forget that. Sometimes it's coming from a tiny little seller. And they don't care, they'll just post it out. So if you order something and it's from some small retailer who works on their own, they can probably go into their warehouse and send it out because they've got like a shop front. Well, they might even be working from home. So if it's coming from Amazon, then they're doing the essential, non-essential. But if it comes from a third party like retailer on Amazon, they'll just send it out. If they work by themselves, they can go in and ship the orders. Warlord Games have shut their factory for now, says Beyond Hope. Mantic are running on less staff. Domino's are staying open. Yes. Beyond Hope. Steve, a very handy change in policy, or restaurants and cafes can do takeaway but not sit-in meals, but Mackie D's have closed anyway. Yeah, Mackie D's don't do deliveries, do they? It was the tiny mouse in your pin vise, says Phil Lewis, that gave it a nudge that Mac in my barrel. That must be it. Remember, for every $5 you donate to Fox, he'll send you one sheet of toilet paper. Absolutely. Star. I won't do that. Have we discussed Doom Eternal yet, says Space Hamster? No, I have no interest in it, but if you guys want to talk about it in chat, feel free. This is what happens when you take too long with seam line removal, says Paul. Now, if you had a bits box, you could adapt that rubbish weapon for something superb. There's nothing wrong with a bolt pistol, because he's got a big fat sword in his other hand. Sword. But yes, I think I'll have to go through my bits box and find one of the shoulder pauldron shields. It's almost like a tilting shield, but that goes in the pauldron because I can cover up that shocking pauldron there. What droid are you wanting, Fox? Tactical droid from the Clone Wars cartoon series. The tactical droids, they're just awesome. They've got the flat head with the half hexagonal eyes, and they have this deep vocodery voice. They're fantastic. They have like the flared pants and the long arms that they always, yeah. They look very like, I can't explain it. They're just awesome. Eon's car is in, says on the bench. Death Guard Hellbrute doing the final base colours and metallics. Dinner for later is pork stir fry. I think for dinner tonight we're having sausages. We're having pork and spring onion sausages, chopped up and sprinkled into a rice of some sort, some ricey thing like Mexican rice or Mediterranean rice or something. My order history of Big Macs proves that McDonald's do deliver, maybe in a few places, but I've never come across a McDonald's that ours doesn't. Ours is drive-through or walk-in basically, but they're closed now. Got a nice wake-up call from YouTube, says Eric, saying Gross Models is doing a live stream at 6 AM my time after getting home from work at 2 AM. Yeah. When you get home from work at 2 AM, go into airplane mode. Turn your phone off. Foxy, get an old pauldron and Dremel it out so it sits and covers the mangled plastic. Yeah, I could do that. They are the pre-moulded ones though, which is a pain in the bum. But I could do that. Get a pauldronium. Having said that, though, it is only a right arm with a bolt pistol. I could quite easily just get another right arm from somewhere and mangle it on. I'll figure something out. There'll be an easy fix for that. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. McDonald's don't do liver. They do beef, fish, and chicken, though. Lol. Mexican rice. Now, that's an idea, as I have stacks of German sausage, says Athol. Yeah, we had... before we went into self-isolation, I took myself off to the shops and tried to get as much sort of dry packed food as I could that will sit in a box for months, because I knew that we weren't going to be able to leave the house and that deliveries might get a bit shonky. So I just got as many packs of like Uncle Ben's rice and noodles and things like that as I could get from various places. Just stocked up a little bit. Chris Munnels, Eric Graham, like and subscribe. I think if he's getting notifications of your live streams, Chris, I think he's already subscribed and he already likes and he's probably already hit the bell. Yeah, turn your phone off. One of my friends was like that. She'd always be like, I was woken up at 3 a.m. by somebody sending me a text by mistake. I'm like, why was your phone even on at 3 a.m. when you're in bed? Airplane mode, dude. Airplane mode. Rule number 1. When I go to bed, airplane mode. When I get up, airplane mode off. When I'm asleep, GTFO. Don't care. Don't care who you are or what you want. I'm asleep. You're not getting through. It's not going to happen. What else has been going on? Can't think really. Yes, I'm working my way through Clone Wars. I'm on season 1. Just finished season 1. Just started season 2. Always good. I'm enjoying it greatly. It's been a few years since I watched it, so thankfully I've forgotten most of the things that went on and happened. Although I do have to say, does a Grellan Badland crack like Earth? Yes, it's like a Grellan Earth. It's a crackle paint. But I think one is more intense crackles than the other, but I can't remember which is which. A Grellan Badland, I think, is the... One is little crackles and one is big crackles, but I can't remember which is which. But yes, they both do it. Yeah, there was... although I was watching the first season, it's all jolly good stuff, but they had that one moment, and I really wish that... Right, okay, on the off chance that anyone involved in American TV production of any kind is watching, not that you are, but if you are, here is a heartfelt plea. Please, 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 if you have some need, some irresistible need to have an Irish person or Scottish person in your production, whatever it may be, for the love of dog, get an Irish or a Scottish actor or voice actor. If you haven't got a Scottish or an Irish voice actor, do not have a Scottish or an Irish character. Oh God, it drives me nuts. There's one of the episodes where they go to some planet and there's these like little lemur type people, strangely called the Lemurians or something, and it's like, oh look, the character's supposed to have an Irish accent because they're like the weird primitive village. Oh look, of course it's done by an actor who doesn't know how the Irish actually speak. And to make it worse, the character who has this rubbish Irish accent that's absolute garbage has a son who speaks with an absolute garbage Scottish accent. It's like, Americans and your thing with Irish and Scottish, stop it. Just accept the fact that there is no American alive who can do a half decent Irish or Scottish accent, and don't ever try again. Because it's that bloody Voyager episode all over again if you do it, or that Next Generation episode with And whenever you have that kind of characters where they're like traveller types and they always have to be played by they have to be portrayed as Irish or Scottish, it's like, just stop it now. I'm watching this thing and this guy's like, well, you come to our village like this and you come to our village and you bring the separatists with you, and I'm like, oh, just please stop. And then why is just and then his character who is his son has got a Scottish accent. It's like, can you not even tell the difference? Jesus. Yeah, it got me angry. I had to stop watching that episode because I'm like, I can't take this. It's just garbage. Stopped. It made me grumpy. Iru says, top of the morning to you, bloody hell. Yeah, I mean, I can't do an Irish accent. I'm British and I can't do an Irish accent. And when I try and do one, it's for comedy purposes, for no other reason than I accept the fact I can't do the accent, and therefore, if I do try and do it, it's because I can't do it. I don't try and pretend that I can actually do an Irish accent, because I can't. And same with the Scottish accent. You know, my father was from Glasgow, born and raised. Yeah, I can't do a half decent Scottish accent, but when I do try and do one, it's for comedy reasons. It's because I know I can't do one. Every time I try and do a Scots accent, my father is just oscillating wildly in his jar. It's just ridiculous. And I don't deny that. I don't try and make out that I can do it. I know I can't. But it seems Americans have this thing that they all think they can do a Scottish and Irish accent, but in reality, none of them can. No one. There isn't one. In fact, Americans don't ever do an accent that isn't just American. Just don't. Just don't do it. None of you can. Just admit it. You can't. None of you can. In the same way we can't really do decent American accents, say for a few people, you guys can't do anything European accent. Can't. Just don't. Just stop. It's embarrassing. Andy McLeese says, hey, I love... right, I'm going to... Oh, sorry. Space Hamster says, I'm going to take a nap. You kids play nice. Thank you for coming in, Hamster. Andy McLeish, I love doing voices. If anyone needs any growly, I'm good. Andy McLeish is writing in faux Irish to Iru. Fox is always grumpy, says Eric. This is indeed true. Sean Bean on TV. Get Sean Bean on TV, says Osric. He does more good accents. Doesn't Sean Bean just do his own accent all the time? It's like Sean Connery. This is what makes me laugh, right? Sean Connery, it doesn't matter what Sean Connery is playing, he just does Sean Connery. It's just fantastic. He's like, yes, well, hello, I'm a Russian submarine captain. Oh, now I'm a Spanish person. Fantastic. Just Sean Connery. There you go. But he's allowed to get away with that because it's goddamn Sean Connery, and therefore he's allowed. I know what I can do. I know what I can do to fix this egregious pauldron. Rather than trying to go away and find a pauldron, I think what I'll do is when I do painting, when I've built him later on, I'll go and find a purity seal. I'll stick a purity seal on his arm, on his pauldron. There you go. Because I'm not 100% sure I've got a spare pauldron, and even if I did have, I'd have to fart around with it. What I'll do, I'll just stick a purity seal on his pauldron and cover up that scrape. There you go. Perfect. I've got a box of Space Marines and there's loads of purity seals in there. That'll do me nicely. Phone, premium search, phone soon, job done. There you go. Oh! Stick a purity seal on there later on, which means I can get him built now, basically. Well, I've been going for an hour and a half and I've almost finished building one bloke. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. I would build these a lot faster, but I'm having fun talking with you guys. Andy McLeish says, Scottish Egypt. Egypt's Irish. Ian Baljet Heed. Iru says, I blame Lucky Charms cultural appropriation. And you know what also makes me mad? When the Americans say St. Paddy's Day. It's not Paddy's Day. It's, if anything, it's Patty's Day. Or is it? I can't. I'm actually embarrassing myself now because it's one or the other, and I've forgotten which one it is. They get it wrong anyway. Frustrating. As a half Irish, half Scot, it's racist basically. Just before anybody throws an MB, I am actually being slightly silly with this. I'm not actually being completely serious. Sean Connery has earned the right to be Sean Connery. Absolutely. Scott Sutherland's in. Hey Scott, welcome buddy. Afternoon folks. I do love when you try my accent. I can't do an Orcadian accent because that's like a Scots accent, but an Orcadian accent to me is like Edinburgh accent, but even softer and squishier with more whistly S's. I can barely do it. Can't really do an Edinburgh accent because Edinburgh accent, as we all know, Edinburgh is the posh Scots accent. It's like the oh hello of Scots accent. Edinburgh. It's the posh Scottish accent, but so Orcadian to me is a bit like that, but not. I can't explain it. Iru says it's National Booze Appreciation Day. It does. I do find it vastly amusing that on the list of essential shops is included off licenses. Yeah, welcome to Britain. Foxy, call yourself a modeler, and now on camera you just said you cannot be bothered remodeling his pauldron. Yeah, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I've never denied that. You have to remember though, Athol, the two things I've never denied. One, I'm a painter, not a builder. And two, I've always said, I'm the laziest person you'll ever meet. I'm a lazy modeler. Which is how I developed most of my techniques and why I like to teach people my techniques. Because the benefit of being a lazy modeler is you find the easiest ways to do things, which is then the easiest way for new people to learn how to do things. I've never denied being lazy modeler and painter, not a builder. If I can do anything to avoid the buildy, I will do it. I love Bandai so much because it just takes all the building away. I can focus on the bit I enjoy, which is the painting. Beyond Hope says, Eric Graham, did you hear that? 90 minutes and one figure almost completed must be a record for a Fox stream. Yes. Yes. But you know me, I spend a lot of time doing the cleanup that most people don't, so. I mean, I can only think of one person who does more cleanup than me, and that's Cy Reynolds with his Golden Demon level entries. Yeah, Cy Reynolds will spend a day just cleaning all the nums off a backpack. He would as well. I mean, yeah, he'll obviously paint it like a Golden Demon winner, being a Golden Demon winner. Right, there we go, one dude. Yeah. Now he's going to be... I'm assuming he's a side. It doesn't say what they are, you see. It just says they are reinforcements. So I assume none of these are specifically like sergeants or lieutenants. They're just dudes. So have I written on the base? No. What is this? Issue 56. Issue 56! Oops, that pen's too fat. Do. There we go. Edinburgh's versus Ouija's. Hey, right. A bit better Ouija. Amazing thing about my father was he was born and I'm doing it over there off camera, aren't I? Born and raised in Glasgow for most of his life, and then moved down here when he was a grown up. But if you spoke to him, you wouldn't know it because he lost his accent, like not overnight, I guess, but he had no trace of his accent left, unless he was like, you know, deliberately putting it on. You wouldn't know he was from Glasgow. My mum is Orcadian, and you are right, it is soft. Orcadian is a great accent to listen to. It's like soft and squishy. I was born in Glasgow but raised in Ayrshire. Sheesh, says Andy. Edinburgh accent is like fur coat and no pants, says Athol. Says all round here, where I live, there's a place near me called Hale, which is a posh bit, but it's kind of, we call it all fur and no knickers. All fur and no knickers. They are lieutenants, Fox. At Jan's car. So that one's a lieutenant because there's like this group we have. It doesn't specifically specify them. It might do in the magazine. I don't know actually. This is just a building guy, but you've got him, and then some other guys. There's a flag bearer, and then 4 guys shooting. 5 guys with normal weapons. Him with the pistol and a heavy auto rifle, and then him with the sword and the bolt pistol. But it doesn't specify them. I'll have to look through that issue because they might be mentioned in the issue as specifics of that. But then again, I don't really mind because these are all going to George anyway. Skull on helmet means sergeant. Oh yes, he has indeed got a skull. I forgot that. He's got a skull on his helmet. There you go. He is indeed a sergeant. In that case, job done. Except the next guy's got no helmet. Brilliant. I'm now shouting at the engine sheet for the Mustang. Part shown going somewhere, but the sheet doesn't show where on the engine. Ugh! Come on, Ravel. Expect nothing from Ravel, and you won't be disappointed. Sword bearing, you've just been told, is a sergeant. Well, Ian said it with the all lieutenants, and then Era said the skull on his helmet is a sergeant. So yes, he's a sergeant. He's a sergeant. I didn't see the skull on his helmet. There you go. I'm sure in the magazine it tells you what they are. This is just a building guide. So normally it splits it into. It actually says whether you're building a lieutenant or a sergeant or a grunt. What do you say? No, it doesn't specify. Normally it spreads them out and tells you. Wait, they give you a banner bearer? Yeah, they give you also a sticker for it. No, I'm going to draw on it with a brush. No, it's a banner. I'll zoom in. You can see it. It's a moulded banner. If I can. Well, it's all moulded. All the details moulded on. The scroll work and stuff. And the filigree, you can see there, it's all mouldated. I can't imagine it'll be that much of a pain to paint. Yep, there we go. I know on some of the older kits you don't get the detail, you just get a flat banner. And that'd be like, oh. I think on the Acadian troops, the command squad, it had that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not making that. Dark Imperium Lieutenant just built, says Irie. I don't know if he's a lieutenant or a sergeant now. You're all saying different things. I'll just put him there. I say I'm not. I don't get to keep these, so I don't have to play them, so it doesn't bother me. Quantum Man, I got a new plan for the Falcon Power Pack control circuit. Carefully pull it to bits, mod it to take power from the rechargeable LiPo battery out of my drone, and add in a strip of LEDs. Cool. Now where's my sledgehammer? Yes. Yeah, right, what time is it? 4:05. Should we see if we can do a second dude? I know it's asking a lot for me, but yeah. 40, 39, 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40 to 45. Okay, 39. 39 to 45. There we go. 39 to 45. Remember those numbers. In the centre of that circle, would it not be cool to put on a wolf's head? It would actually, yeah, in the centre of the banner circle. Yeah. See, I've seen people that can actually paint these like proper full-on. They look like proper full-on oil paintings. It's incredible. I haven't got that kind of stuff. No, we begin to get black clouds. What we're doing? 39 to 45. 39, 39, 35. 39 is going to be on the next sprue. On this sprue here. 9. 9. I'll tell you what I did learn though, while we've been ad lockdown, I'll tell you what I did learn. We bought a load of crisps. You know, we bought a load of snack foods and stuff just to... So we've got stuff to eat if desperate. We bought like many multi-packs of crisps. And actually, I got carried away one day and I had tons of crisps. I had loads of crisps, cheese and onion and chicken crisps and stuff. I just like had the munchies one day and I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat loads and loads of crisps because we've got tons of them. And I ate loads and loads of crisps and my lips just dried the hell out to the point of absolute pain anytime I smiled or spoke. Because of all the salt on the crisps. I assume it was. My lips just went... My lips went all Grell and Badland and just became this cracked, desertified wasteland. So just even talking was like, ow. So here's some advice, kids. Don't eat so many crisps like that. Because it just hurts. F at 41. Yeah, there's a downside to everything, and that side was... And it was about a week ago, and my lips are still a bit dry now. They're not painful, but they're still a bit dry. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're all here anyway. 2. Another bolt pistol. Just checked, says Beyond Hope, and that sprue has 5 Primaris Intercessors, 2 Primaris Lieutenants, and 1 Primaris Ancient. The banner guy is Ancient, and Swordies are Lieutenants. So he's a Lieutenant. The other one doesn't have a sword, but he's got a heavy bolter, I think, and a pistol. So that's going to be... I know, because they've got 40mm bases, which means they're big dudes. So you've got Ancient, 2 Lieutenants, some Grunts. Okay, that makes sense. thank you for that, buddy. So that is Lieutenant. You kind of know as well when they've got a big base that they're not LT. I didn't write the thing on there either. 56. 56. He's an LT. Because if when I'm painting these for George, of course, he does not want he doesn't want them to be ultramarines, which is completely the right answer. But what he does want is a different scheme altogether. But what I will do, I'll put ancient on this. I'll just write ancient. I'll put flag. Oh, ancient. Yeah, put that over there. He won't want them as ultramarines. So, but when I do these guys, for example, if there's an ultramarine, he'd have the red and white stripe on his helmet as a lieutenant. So I'll know that when I do paint him, but it's not going to be red and white. It might have a stripe on his helmet. Because I know typically the sergeants have red helmets and the lieutenants have the base colour with a stripe on it. Foxy, you'll have to start using lip balm from boots. Actually, because I obviously can't leave the house, I said to Mama Fox, I said, have we got any like lip seal or lip balm or anything somewhere? Because I'm sure we did have at some point. And we had a look around the house and we couldn't find anything. And my lips were really painful. We couldn't find anything. I'm like, oh. So the Mama Fox goes away and she comes back and says, I found this one pot of lip balm type stuff in my drawer. And it's like women's makeup type stuff. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That'll do. Give it here. And I put it on and it's like, it was orange. I was like, my lips are now bright orange. And also it tasted like death. I said, Mama Fox, how old is this stuff? And she went, oh, I don't know, about 25 years old. So when did you last use it? I don't know, about 25 years ago. The moment I put it on my lips, I could taste it in the back of my throat. It was vile. So I had to quite literally just go and like brush my teeth and just drink bleach for half an hour. It was horrible. Foul. I was like, get that crap off my face. It was horrible. It tasted foul. I was like, thanks very much for that. It wasn't really helpful. Thank you. Kind of made it worse. Now I've got pain and a horrible taste. Oh, it was funny, that was. Thanks, Mama Fox. Bless her. She was trying to help. It just went horribly wrong. Big base character, says Irie. Yeah, it was tipping me off with the big bases that there was something. Because grunt troops get these. But this is really just for me when I'm painting them, so I know, like lieutenants and stuff. Like I say, for the lieutenant they get a stripe. Sergeants they get a red, different colour helmet. And I'm not fully sure what colour scheme George is going to go for, to be perfectly honest. Don't know yet. He's not going for ultramarines because this is garbage. I'm going to go for something else. But there's a lot of options we've been discussing. I need to wipe my nose because I've got a little bit of sniffles going on. Does it matter when painting two chaos spawns that they are different colours? Absolutely not, because they're just monsters. They're just monsters. Effectively, they're just two naked monsters, so they can be whatever colour you want. Beyond Hope says, they're chaotic, any colour goes well. I'm going mine with pink and neon green polka dots. Camo. He's like, I've done one in purple and the other might be green. Athelman Nichols says, strawberry lip balm from number 7 is luscious on any lips, not just the females. Well, yes. I don't think I'll be going to Little Miss Attitude to get some makeup anytime soon. Yeah. Right, clean up time. Oh, I've got an itch. Yeah, so eating crisps. Don't eat lots of crisps. Don't eat like 6 packets of crisps in a day, because you'll hurt your lips. And the other thing that happened was I got a massive zit as well. It's like, am I like 14 again or something? What's going on here? I've got this massive zit right on my cheek, and it's like, oh, and it's just going away now. And it was like a volcano. It was painful as anything. I've forgotten what it was like to have zits. I'm like, oh, good God, just from like a load of packets of crisps. Come on, body. I know I'm feeble, but this is ridiculous. I really like crisps. They're a great snack food when you've got the munchies, but you don't want to make something. I'll just add it to the list of things I can't eat anymore, like pie. Getting old sucks. 45 people watching it, only 10 likes. Boo, says Eric Graham. Oh, yes, if you are watching, how many people have we got? We've got 46 at the moment. If you are watching, If you've got a second, please, if you can, give us a like. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help me in the YouTube listings, so I do go higher up in the listings. Like I said, I do this for my living, so it helps my income a little tiny bit. It doesn't cost you anything. Take you literally a micro picosecond. Athol, are you trying to tell us something? What's been going on? I'm trying to think what's been going on, to be honest. Not a lot. It's difficult now because, of course, I don't go anywhere. I'm going anywhere, so I can't pass on and regale any stories of my adventures. I did turn on the little water feature in the garden for the first time in the year. We've got a ball. We've got a dribbly ball in the garden. One of Mama Fox's things. It's just like a big plinth, like that, on top of which is a ball. And the water's like a pump inside it. The water goes up and then out the top of the ball and dribbles down this ball, which has got like a stepped shape. It's like a stepped thing. And it dribbles down it and into the thing and back and around. It's quite pleasing. It makes little dribbly water noises in the summer, which is quite nice. And it's solar powered, so we turned it off in the winter so it didn't explode. Turn it back on again. This is as exciting as my life is right now. We turned on the dribbly ball. It's like dropping the ball at New York at New Year's, but nowhere near as exciting. Likes according to my settings says 27, says Athol. 32 says Eons. What's going on here, says David Butcher, that model. Nothing. No one here but us chickens. These aren't the droids you're looking for. These aren't the droids you're looking for. These aren't the droids you're looking for. You can go about your business. Move along. You can go about your business. I've dropped a couple of balls. David Sanderson. How you doing, Dave? How's Tommy and that lot? So anyway, we don't need to see his identification. You need to like and subscribe. You must like and subscribe. Yeah, so anyway, how are you all coping with all this? If you are stuck indoors, what you're doing to keep yourselves busy and entertained. I know a few of you answered this earlier on a little bit, but what you're doing to keep yourself busy and entertained. Are you doing DIY? Are you doing gardening if you've got a garden? Are you just playing endless video games? Do. It's a very strange scenario because I know people that are, I know people that are really suffering right now because of this lockdown. I know people that are struggling financially because they're like me, they're self-employed, and it's obviously a bit up in the air as to what happens with us. We know now we've got some stuff coming through, but still, self-employed people, yeah, we've got to wait till June. Thanks. I'll just eat air until then, shall I? But then on the other hand, I know people who are actually, sounds really weird, but they're actually having a good time because they're employed by a company who can continue to pay their wages, or they're employed by a company who can't pay their wages, but it's now subsidised anyway. So they're still getting an income. They didn't have an expensive lifestyle to start with, so they've not got a lot of expenditure. And they're basically being paid to sit down and play video games all day. So from their point of view, this is brilliant. They're loving it. No, it's kind of a selfish point of view as well, because obviously there are people that are suffering, but you can't deny that some people are actually having a whale of a time. Weird. It just makes the whole thing weird. Yes, as self-employed people, we're not quite as shafted as we were last week, but we still got to sit around and apparently eat air and grass for the next 4 or 5 weeks. For any of you out there self-employed, I did check up on the HMRC website yesterday, in the UK by the way. I had a look at the HMRC website yesterday. From what I can understand, there's going to be nothing that we can apply for. The HMRC will contact you and say, you are self-employed, you are entitled to this, please give us this information. Now, I'm hoping against hope that we don't have to do anything too complicated, because I file my tax returns every year, and they've got my latest tax returns, but I hope it doesn't get more than that, because I've got to be honest, I'm no accountant. I literally just cobble all my facts and figures together at the end of the year to do my tax return. I don't understand all this accounting stuff, so it's not like I've got like wads of receipts and everything and invoices and stuff. I'm a bit rubbish, so I hope it's not. I hope they just say, we've seen your tax returns, we're giving you this much. That'll be fine. We're still shafted a bit, because that's not going to happen till June. And they said, right, and this is what gets me, they said, we've got to allow people now who haven't yet filed their 2019 tax return, we're going to give them 4 weeks to get that filed, because they're late already. We're going to give them 4 weeks to get that filed, so they've got a fair chance, and then we can do everything, and that's when everybody can apply. That's why we've got to wait 4 weeks. And I'm like, hang on, the deadline for your tax return is January the 31st. If they haven't filed it now and it's coming to the end of March, screw them. They can't have been bothered doing the tax return that they have to do every year because they're self-employed, and they're 2 months late. I don't see why I've got to starve to death for 2 months. Well, not me, but you know, people who are generally struggling for money because their business is now dead because they're self-employed. I don't see why they've got to wait for people who've been too lazy to file the tax returns. That's wrong, that is. Now, I will admit, I am very, very lucky in a lot of ways, because, you know, my income is from you guys, 100%. You guys either supporting me on Patreon or just watching my videos, and I thank you massively. And so far, I'm all right. But of course, it's 100% dependent on you guys being all right. But it's people that say they are self-employed and they, you know, gardeners, taxi drivers, driving jobs where they're just self-employed, that kind of thing, where they can't do their job now and they can't make that money. They're knackered. And they've got to wait till June because somebody didn't file the tax return. I wouldn't mind, but if you file your tax return late, it's £100 a day if you go over the tax return limit. So these companies that are probably, like, you know, massively in debt now to the HMRC because they haven't done the tax return, if they can't be bothered doing it, then I say screw them. Sounds really bad to say that, but you know, people are struggling right now, and we've got to wait for these people who haven't even done their own tax returns because they're incompetent. Yeah, that's not acceptable. Where are we? Oh, yes, I asked you what you're doing. I can only find one STL file for a tactical droid, says Paul Di Tommaso. Ooh, would you do me a favour, Paul, and just send me a message on Facebook with a link to it? Because then I've got it there stored one day, and I can find someone with a super high resolution printer that can print it for me. I just want a really big tactical droid figure. Oh, I've broken the strap. Oh, that snapped. Gluing. Instant repair. Wished his strap. Yeah, I found someone with. I'd love a really big model of a tactical droid, because they just look fantastic. They do look fantastic. They remind me of the one off Mystery Science Theater 3000, the robot off there, a little bit. But then they have this puffed out. They've got, because they're supposed to be like superior to all the other droids because they've got this tactical knowledge. They have this puffed out chest, almost like they're wearing, you know, fancy tailcoats, and they walk with their arms behind their back, slowly, as if they're all dignified and important. A lot of them are given general positions. Their positions as generals because they're tactically aware and intelligent enough, and they're just great. Their demeanour they portray, fantastic. Raging Bassist Fox. That reminds me, if you and Mama Fox are going to buy anything from British Garden Centres and you're in Tarpley next, let me know and I will meet you so I can get my discount. Cool. Except, yeah, we're not leaving the house for months. But thank you, dude. We actually live right near a Y-Vale anyway, so. David Sanderson been moseying in Red Dead Redemption 2. Dave says, all good and safe. Tommy loved Dungeons and Dragons yesterday, played for 5 hours and did not know we had been playing for so long. Awesome. I thought D&D might appeal to Tommy's sensibilities. So the fact he can sit there for 5 hours and be captivated by it, nice one, buddy. That's awesome. Because at the end of the day, it's interesting and complex, and it's not just. Whereas Warhammer might be a bit, I suppose, straightforward for him. D&D is a lot more complex, and you can be a bit more imaginative and role play, and I thought you might like that. Eon's car has been gaming and painting. Dad says doing my e-models build in between builders banging next door doing hammering. They shouldn't be doing it if they're not observing social distancing. You want to shout at them. But then you see, again, self-employed, you see. Gotta make a crust. Looking forward to it, Dad, says Chris. Yep, all looking forward to Dad's e-models build. Athol says, if I could get my hands on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, I'd be playing that on PC and not painting woodwork, but then I need a new PC with a 27 or 28 inch screen. My PC couldn't play games. I mean, it could just about. I could probably just about run Fallout 3 on my PC with some reduced vision graphic settings. Probably about as good as I could get. Yeah. Old. It's not designed for games, my PC. It's designed for video editing and stuff, not gaming. I'm not a PC gamer anyway, I'm a console gamer. So. Basis, trying to be productive as I can, trying to get hello. Everything jumped. Get all my workshop prep done. I've actually started thinking, given what we're going to have to do, because we don't know what we're going to have to do as self-employed for getting our stuff from the government. I've been debating whether I should just do my 2019-2020 tax return. I normally leave my tax return till like January or end of December. But basically, because we're stuck at home, I debated whether I should do my tax return. I've done obviously 18 to 19. I could quite easily, now it's the end of April 1st, over the next few days, do my tax return just to get it done and out of the way. So then if whatever the government say about how can I get my money, I can say, look, you've got all my tax returns, so there you go. Might do it. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty desperate when you know it's pretty desperate for something to do. When your mojo goes and you're like, you know what, I'll just do my tax return. That's pretty bad. It's a bad sign. I've got a pop vinyl Funko figure of the 2 Mystery Science Theater 3000 ones. Cool. Dan Kramer, I was looking for a tactical droid too. I found one for free and a few on pin shape to purchase. Like I say, there is a Hasbro figure, but it's like, you know, Hasbro scale, 1/18 scale, but it's Hasbro, it's a toy, and it's rough around the edges and not exactly brilliant. If there was a super high detailed, there's a super high detail figure, it'd be great. I'd try and paint it in that Clone Wars style, because they've got that kind of slightly pastel-y faded colours. Everything's a bit soft around the edges because it's CGI, and it's like, yeah. Dad says, gonna have some of that Andy Monster drink and record late at night, I think. Basis, just finished my dice, people. Tomorrow I can start Arcane. Woohoo, well done, congrats. Pictures in the boom hut, please. Dad says, raging bassist, email me for the device. Damn you, Rivell, says Andy. Dad, I'm just going to take your email address out of the chat, buddy. Because it's it'll be in the visual chat, but I can't remove the comment. It's not safe putting email addresses in chat because they can be easily. I can't get up there. Dad, do you want to remove your comment? I can't remove it just for safety. Having your email address in chat is not a great idea. It's crawlable. You get all kinds of spam. Once Raging Bases has got the address, just take your comment out, just for your own safety. Scott says, it's actually a beautiful sunny day in Orkney and we can't go anywhere, although we have no confirmed cases here. I am building a mini art kit to keep me occupied. Guthorm says hello, Scott. Guthorm always looks after my chat for me. All due to mouse, probably the same one I found. Send Fonks the link. Thomas Sagata says, guys, I have a question. Is varnish mandatory? If you mean a varnish to like a final matte coat or gloss coat, it's not mandatory. It's your model. You can do whatever you want with it, but there's a couple of practical reasons why sometimes you want to do it. If you finish painting and weathering your model, and it looks exactly right as how you want it, you've got a nice mix of gloss and shiny bits and matte bits, and It come out really nicely. And if it's going to live in a display cabinet and be a real cabinet queen and never get touched by human hands, then absolutely no, you don't need to varnish it. If it looks exactly the way you want it to look and you're happy with it and you don't need, and it's not going to be handled, you don't need to varnish it. However, if it's a tabletop miniature that you're going to play with, or if it's something that is going to be handled for whatever reason by people in the future, or if it's something that you're going to, for example, take to shows, or if for any reason it's not going to sit on a shelf and just be safe and sheltered away, or if it's got, say, pigments and powders on there that may not be affixed permanently and so can easily come off, then yes, you want to do a varnish on there, matte or gloss, depending on what you've done, just purely to protect it from handling and to lock everything in. So if it's going to be handled, like I say, if it's a tabletop miniature that you're going to play, or something you're going to be handling, if it's going to be, especially if you take it to shows and stuff, you're going to be handling it and people might touch it, it's annoying. Then yes, you want to varnish it just to protect the paint, because acrylic paints, assuming you've painted it with acrylics, acrylic paints are not that durable. Which, we know they're not that durable because it's very easy to, in the course of just painting your mini, to take paint off that you've already put on around edges and stuff. So yeah, if it's going, the golden rule, if it's going to be a shelf queen and never get touched and be hidden away in a cabinet, then you don't need to. If it looks as you want it, but if you need it to be less shiny, or if you need it to lock pigments in, or if you need to protect it from handling, then yes, varnish it. But there's no rules. The thing about model making is there's no actual rules. Keep this in mind. There's no rules. There's nothing that's right and wrong. There is no real right and wrong. I mean, there are. Never paint enamels on top of. I mean, never paint acrylics on top of enamels, that kind of thing. But in terms of that kind of thing, there's no right and wrong. It's your creative thing. It's what makes you happy. But in this case, yes, there are some practical considerations. Animaclicious finishes Mustang engine. Time to nuke a cheesy pizza. Ooh. Dad says, yeah, builder, self-employed and obeying all the rules. Yeah, right. Next door, just finding things to make banging noises, I think. Yes. Also, something that jumped. Athol says, it's a bad sign when you either do your tax returns or your toenails. I actually need to clip my toenails. You just reminded me. Speedy Curate says, bonjour mon ami. Bonjour Speedy Curate. Comment ça va? I was going to do it when he had seen it, Fox. I don't know what. Dave says, yeah, Dad, spam, wonderful spam. I don't know. There we are. Depends how you store them, says Ira, about the matte varnishing, or the varnishing. Oh, Thomas says, yes, the thing you do after painting, I plan to try playing with the minis. If you're talking about tabletop minis you're going to play with, absolutely you have to varnish them. Because the paint on these, if you use acrylics, will last like 5 minutes before it comes off, because you're handling them. Acrylic paints are rubbish for durability, so absolutely yes. If you're going to play them, they never show this on the Warhammer TV videos. If you followed the Warhammer TV videos and then just played those minis, within a week, they'd be paintless. So yeah, always. That's why we use painting handles. Because even just holding the mini like this and painting them, you'll find the paint's rubbed off the edges. So absolutely, if you're going to play them on the tabletop, there's blue tack in my... Ew, there's blue tack in my... Ew. I've got blue tack in my painting handle. Absolutely, yeah, if you're going to play them, absolutely get some varnish on there. The only exception I have to that is if I've got something that's got gloss and matte things. So for example, if I've got, say, a Space Marine with shiny gold trim, what I might do, or what I sometimes do, if there's metallic things on stuff like my little tanks and stuff, what I'll do is I'll paint it all up, I'll get it all finished, but I'll half finish the metallics, and then I'll matte varnish it to make everything not shiny. And then if there's anything on there that needs to be shiny, any metallics like like little accents on some of the silver parts, anything like that that I want to still have a little bit of shine to it, or gold trim on the marines. What I'll do is I'll go back and just touch them in with the shiny metallic paint, just so that, for example, let's say I painted this guy with gold trim. I'll do all the gold trim and, you know, paint it with the Retributor armor and a bit of Rackle and Flesh shade and go back in with some highlights. And I'd matte varnish the whole thing, and then I'd go back in with, say, some Liberator gold or whatever it was, or armor silver, and I'd just do the edge highlighting or whatever I needed to do over the gold bits, but that would be on top of the matte coat, so that it's matte varnished, it's protected, but when you hold it in the light, the little shiny bits just twinkle in the light, because in the likelihood is they're probably not going to rub off because you're not going to handle it that much. But even if they do, the whole thing's under there is still paint. It just means you've got these extra little specular highlights that will look really cool. But that's a stupid extra step you don't really need to do for tabletop painting, but yeah, you can. Athol says, well, sorry guys, the time has come to go start the cooker and think about what was mentioned earlier, which means Mexican rice and sausage, and happy to have been on here listening to Foxy. Thank you very much for coming in, Athol. You're more than welcome. See you again for the next few. Eon's car retracts something, but I don't know what. Eric Graham says, hey all, I'm out, quick grocery store run, then I'm in for the weekend. As always, thanks for the stream, Scott. Welcome, Graham. Eric, you're welcome, more than welcome. Do take care in the shop, wear gloves, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart. You're singing it now, Dad, you're welcome. Got to go now, food is ready, says Jamie. Thank you for coming in, Jamie. Paint rub off is even worse on resin if you're handling it while painting, says Paul at Team. Yes. The thing is, it's like when you're brush painting acrylics on, you do get the paint rubbing off as you're handling the miniature, which is why you need your paint grips or your handle grips, whatever. But also, if you've got anything that's airbrushed, keep in mind, if you've airbrushed something with acrylic paints, that paint is even thinner than when you brush it on. So when I did my Space Wolf Storm Wolf, that was all airbrushed, the base coats. So as I was handling that to paint it, it's a big vehicle, on all the edges, the sharp edges, you could see the plastic underneath or the primer coat, and it does happen. Now for me it's not a problem because I was going to weather it anyway, and the chipping colour I was going to use is the same as the primer coat, like a dark grey, so I could make that look like, if I'm doing a vehicle, for me it's fine, I can make it look like part of the weathering. When I did my Chimera tank, you could see all bits where the paint had rubbed off on the edges, but it just looked like chipping, so I just used that and enhanced it. But if you're doing a figure or something that needs to be nice and neat and tidy, then yeah, it's a pain in the bum. Sets my teeth on edge, highlighting gold with silver, says Butcher that model. I'm just making up an example. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but you know, I'm just making an example here. If I had, say, the gun, for example, might all be painted up and matte varnish, but then I'd go back with a very shiny silver colour for around the edge of the barrel and the highlights on that. I don't mean like edge highlighting, but maybe picking out some of the edges just to get that little. So when you see something that's metallic and it's not that shiny, but when you move it around, it goes. You get that little twinge on a corner. It's a nice way to get the specular highlight between the dull metallic of the whole thing and then that little edge. You get a little fling, a little ping of shininess. So it's more like silvers on others. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Got it, so varnish it is. Many thanks. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, varnish it always if you're going to play it. It's only, like I say, it's only ever shelf queens and display models that you don't need to varnish if you're never going to handle them. Because the thing is, when you put a coat of varnish on there, it can actually change. It does change the whole look of the thing. Anybody who's ever used gloss varnish will know. If you say you're doing let's say you've painted something and you've got all the base coats and you want to gloss varnish it to do decals or to do weathering or something like that. So it's an intermediate utilitarian gloss coat. You'll know when you put a gloss coat on your model to do the weathering or whatever, everything suddenly looks a lot darker. And when you put a matte coat on, everything kind of blends together. It looks softer. It does change the way it looks. So it's always one of those things. If it's not a tabletop play model, you've always got that decision to make. Do you want to varnish it or not? If it's never going to be handled, because you have to understand it's going to change. And over time, you get used to, you know what things are going to look like when they've been varnished. Like you might have some nice, crisp. Best way to explain it. Imagine you've got some nice, crisp, delineated colour differences, like stripes or anything like that. And they look really vibrant, and you've got this colour and that colour, and they're vibrant and they're separate, and there's contrast. When you matte varnish it, they kind of soften, and the edges soften. Only like very, very little amount, but it's there, it's noticeable. and it's a softening overall of the whole thing. It's like looking through a slightly soft focus filter, and it does do a lot of things. It does mean that, you know, your weathering blends together, and in a lot of ways it's helpful. It makes everything more uniform, but in some ways it makes things a bit more, you might have it just exactly how you want it before you varnished it. Over time you get to learn what effect your chosen varnish has, and you can look at a model and say, I think it looks brilliant now. If I add this varnish, it's going to do this to it. I might not varnish it, but that's only if it's a non-interactive model. Display queen or shelf queen. I'm in the habit of varnishing mine purely because a lot of the stuff that I build that isn't this, I intend on selling. I build it to sell it, so I have to varnish it because I've got to ship it to people, and you know, they might handle it. So I'll always varnish stuff that I'm going to sell, just for safety porpoises. Quano Man says, I think I might be a shelf queen. Yes. I know, but people do it. Duncan even does it, says Dave. Yes. Gotta go catch you all over the weekend, says Phil Lewis. Thank you for coming in, Phil. Yeah, it does frustrate me that they don't show that in the Warhammer TV videos, because that's the first thing you'll learn. You'll spend all this time painting your minis, and then you'll go and put them on the table, and they'll just be destroyed. It might take a while, but you will start getting the paint off, and they don't tell you about that. I don't mind. They do actually sell varnishes anyway. Although that Munitorum varnish, is it still Munitorum? It's not actually proper matte varnish. It's like a satin. It's a bit rubbish. Yeah, I don't know why they don't tell you that. I know it's just done for beginners, but how's a beginner going to feel when they spend all that time painting it, get it on the table, and all the paint comes off, wears off all the edges? I'm like, oh! Not many seam lines on this. Seam line, seam. Let's get rid of that nub there. Ooh, picks new fab bill. What? New fab? You're gonna need to explain that, Iru. I don't understand that sentence. Ooh, picks new fab bill. Can you explain that? Ooh, picks. I need to take my watch off my wrist. My hand is hurting. I use Army Painter matte varnish, says it Eon's car. I've used, if I'm doing rattle canning, if I'm being lazy and it's nice outside, I can use the Humbrol 49 acrylic matte varnish. It's foolproof and simple, dead easy. If I'm airbrushing, I've spent a long time looking for a decent airbrush matte varnish. I thought the ammo one was it for a while, but it's not that good. It's not that durable. I've started using the Vallejo premium varnishes, which are these ones. Vallejo premium airbrush colour acrylic polyurethane water-based matte varnish, and I've had some good results with those. I've not tried the gloss one yet. I've had some good results with the matte varnish. They're airbrush varnishes, and yeah, they look pretty good. They seem fairly durable. But if I'm building something for myself, then yeah, and it's not going to be played with, I wouldn't varnish it. Unless it had pigments and stuff that need to be locked in place. Let's have a look. Candygram says, I'm looking forward to the upcoming Millennium Falcon build videos. I can't justify the expense of the 172nd, but I'll use Fox's tips for the 1144th. Yeah, go for it. There are cheaper alternatives to the to that 172nd. Currently, the one I'm working on, the one with decals and stuff, is out of production. It was a limited run. So there's me saying, if you want this one, get this one. Don't get the standard one. Apparently, the standard one is the only one you get now. But if you don't mind teeth curling inaccuracies, obviously Revell do a lot of cheaper ones, like 20-30 quid, that are just gloriously rubbish in their inaccuracies because they're like 30-40-year-old molds of the old crappy ones. But they're still big, and it's a good chance to have some fun with them. But yeah, that 144th one, you can translate it all to that. The things I'm going to do are fairly translatable. Yeah, that's the only thing with the Falcons. All the Revell ones, the only one they do that's anywhere near accurate is the Master Series Falcon, and that's actually the Fire Molds Millennium Falcon anyway. And even that's not that accurate. The Bandai one is, there are some inaccuracies on the Bandai one. The cockpit's not the right one. It's supposed to be a New Hope Falcon, but it's got some inaccuracies on there. The cockpit's not quite right. Other bits and bobs, but I don't really mind. I'm not that much of a rivet counter. Yeah, if you just want fun painting, then, you know, those little 20-30 quid Revell ones, yeah, they are garbage, but as long as you go in knowing they're garbage and inaccurate and horribly inaccurate, then you can at least have fun painting them. Is that in the middle? Oh, yes. I'm having a good run with these barrels today. Every barrel I've got has been spot on in the middle. Even the one that bent a bit weird and sideways, still been spot on in the middle. Somehow, I don't quite know how. Especially after when I was doing the ones on Sunday and every barrel I got I'd completely screwed up. And I had to correct. These ones I've done alright. It's miracoloso. Anime cliche. Did someone say huge falconan and falconan and millennium falconan? Oh, Area says new Fabius Bal model nicknamed Fabulous Bill. Oh, okay. I didn't know you were talking about Bill. I was like, what? New Fab Bill. Now I get it. I know what Fabulous Bill is, but I was like, new Fab Bill, what? Is that something Games Workshop have just announced? Here is our new Fabius Bile model that you're not going to be able to buy till we stop being closed. A weird time for Games Workshop. They still want to announce all the stuff, but you can't buy it. Here's all the things you're going to want to buy in about 8 months' time, assuming you've not died. VDQ8, I love Winsor & Newton Galeria Matte Varnish. Flatter than a flat thing that's been through an industrial hydraulic press and been made flatterer. A lot of people like that Galeria stuff. It's designed for spraying over two-dimensional art, like paintings and stuff. But it's basically acrylic matte varnish, but a lot of people do swear by it. I've never tried it. I must try it at some point. Because it's certainly not expensive. And you get big bottles of it. I like big bottles and I cannot lie. Some other brothers will do that. Time are we on? 4:44. Fua, 30 Fua. I think the plan for tonight is what we're going to say. We're having the sausages and the rice for tea. When I've finished here, I can go and make the tea. And then this evening, I don't know actually. I've got Skyrim stream tomorrow and I've got Warhammer Sunday on Sunday. I did start building some of my Tempestus Scions last night for Chris's stream with the gang. Just so I had something to do. I might crack on with. I might go back to making them. I debated whether to do them today for this stream, but Tempestus Scions, the arms are so fiddly. I wouldn't have enjoyed doing that whilst trying to do this and talk to you guys at the same time. When I'm doing these hangouts, I really need to be able to just turn off and crack on without thinking too much. John Mattioli, Fox, I'm late to the show, but will wow, hang on, start again. John Mattioli says, Fox, I'm late to the show, but I will rewind it and watch it this afternoon while I'm at my workbench, staying safe. Thank you very much, John. You've not missed much. I basically built that in what, 2.5, 3 hours. I built one dude, so yeah, not done a lot. But thank you very much. But stay with us for now. Fox, could you do a 24-hour stream? Says David Sanderson. I would have no problem doing a 24-hour stream, except you have an 8-hour limit on the YouTubes. Unfortunately, so I'd have to do an 8-hour stream and stop it, and an 8-hour stream and stop it. I could do it. There'd be many, many wee breaks, and many, many I've got to go make dinner breaks. I'd have to also make sure I wasn't cutting into anybody else's stream time. Stream time! I don't know if I could, although I have to say, I don't know if I could physically sit at the bench for 24 hours. I think that would probably cripple me in some way. That probably would do me no favours whatsoever in the physical sense of the word. Because, you know, that might get a bit, especially at the minute with my dodgy hand being awkward. Yeah, I could do it. I'm not also not sure my computer could cope with 24 hours. It probably could, but it might not. See, 24-hour stream would be the kind of thing where it would be great if it was a group of us that got together and did that. And maybe some of them dropped, it's like maybe I just stuck there for 24 hours and other people dropped in and out. But since the removal of Google Hangouts, there's no real good solution for doing that doesn't end up with crappy quality for you guys to watch. Like there are various software solutions that you can use, like StreamYard and Zoom and stuff, that you can use, which is great if there's multiple people. Like StreamYard is great if there's a few of you. But when there's, when all those other people go and it's just the one person left, you're then streaming on a less than stellar quality thing, and it's, I don't know, there's a lot of problems then with keeping it going. Plus the thing with StreamYard, for example, is 20 quid a month. So yeah, I'm not doing that. And then when you do have other people with you, of course, it doesn't do things like camera switching. So if you watch Chris's stream, for example, on Thursday, you get a little box each, and a lot of the screen is wasted on the background. It's like, whereas Google Hangouts, the camera would switch back and forth, and you could do that quite easily. So yeah, it's not ideal. And if you do, even if I did like we do on the Monday live stream for remodels, where it's the group of us in Hangouts, the moment you get 3 or 4 people, especially from my end, the quality drops through the floor. And Hangouts are limited to 8 hours. And also I'd be running the Hangout and my streaming software and everything else. Yeah, it's the practical considerations are it's a pain in the butt. Without lots of expensive hardware and software, it's just not practical anymore. Thanks, Google. Git. Google Hangouts was brilliant for streaming with more than one person, and they got rid of it. You can still do it on Google. You can do Google Meet, Google Hangouts Meet, if you pay the money for their paid enterprise service. But even so, it's like, ugh. Yeah. Let's have a look. Q8 says, through the airbrush candygram, unthin through a 0.5, but you can thin it with water for a 0.3, says Spid for the Galeria. Unless you do Twitch, says Eon's Car, except Twitch is garbage. The quality is absolute garbage. I do have a Twitch channel, and I tried it once or twice, and the two main reasons, well, there's 3 main reasons I decided not to use it again, is A, it's garbage. Quality is awful. It's not user-friendly for the viewer. I don't understand 90% of the stuff they have set up, like, the emotes and shit and bit. I don't know any of that. And the quality, but also it's not monetized. It needs to go through, for me, it needs to go through YouTube, because YouTube is monetized. There's no point me using a platform that is outside of YouTube's monetization. So, because I ain't making any money off that. I've got to pay the bills. That's why when I do game streams and stuff, I could have done it through Twitch, but with Twitch, unless you get like 1 billion viewers, you're not making any money on there. Whereas YouTube, if I do a live stream and it gets 100 views, that's still 100 views. It's a little bit of income. Do a Twitch stream, you get 100 views, then forget it. I did look into Twitch's like affiliate program where you can earn money from them, and it's like you need 1,000 viewers per stream, you need this and you need that, and this many streams a week, and it's like, you know what, I'll just stick to YouTube where I just make the videos that I want to make, and by hook or by crook I make some income from that. But other than that, the quality is just awful. I watch people doing this kind of stuff on Twitch, and it's like, it's terrible, because nobody, the resolution's pants, everything's garbage look at. It's horrible. It's not, where's me, there it is. It's not good quality at all. It's great if you're doing a video game, it's fine, but for this kind of thing, I mean, I know that you're watching this now and the quality's not the best in the world. It's doing its best to be 1080p, but at least you can kind of see it. And I'm going through, I mean, always at the end of the day with the stream, I'm going through a webcam, which is the big weak link in the equation. Because webcams are not very good, let's be honest. I mean, this thing, the C920 is probably one of the best webcams you can get, or was, up until recently. and it's a good 1080p webcam, but it's still garbage compared to an actual camera. But yeah, Twitch didn't have it for me, and it was just totally confusing anyway. It was like I looked at all the things like how it works and the bits and the it's none of it made any sense. I'm like, I don't understand any of this. I'd rather just stick to YouTube where I get a little bit of income and people just watch the stream and go in the chat, and that's as complicated as it gets. I don't like to confuse my. It's not. I'm not. My audience is not like 18 to 30-year-old gamers. So for the most part, it's older people. So I don't need all that. Twitch doesn't give me anything that I need. Where are we? Plan for tonight is cottage pie, crafting D&D sewer tiles, and going on a hangout with 3 nerdy-well, says David Butch, that model. Yes. Just think for charity, says David Sanderson. Oh, right, I've got you. Yeah, I could do it. I could still do 24-hour live streams the way I'm doing this now. If I was on my own, I'd just do this for 24 hours. But it'd have to be like 3 or 4 different streams because you have to stop after 8 hours. If I wanted to do a hangout, a thing with other people, then yeah, that would require some thinking. But then you see there's all the rules and regulations about charity and stuff. On YouTube, I mean. Quite tricky. I mean, if I did any kind of charity thing, it wouldn't be that I wouldn't do something like every super chat tonight goes towards this charity, because to be honest, that would be an absolute ball ache to administer. It's hard enough now keeping track of super chats and tips and stuff, but just going into my account and things like that, going to things like bank accounts and PayPals and stuff, so trying to separate out all that. Because the thing is, I need to make sure, because basically what I do is super chats should go straight through to me, tips to the tip jar go to my PayPal account, and that's where the tip jar is. It lives in my PayPal account. I don't touch that. Got a very specific chunk in there that's just for the tip jar. But I've got to make sure that everything that comes through as a tip goes to my tip jar, and everything that goes through as a super chat goes to me. And sometimes it gets crossed over, and sometimes it's a bank card or a credit card that complicates matters. And it's an admin nightmare sometimes, tracking all that. I often find frequently that I'm having to top up the tip jar because, the tip jar's there and it's got X amount of money in it, but then some service or other says, oh, we've taken a £20 payment from your Patreon account, from your PayPal account for your annual renewal. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So I have to kind of balance that, and sometimes bills and things come out of PayPal by mistake. I've got most of my stuff I've got set up to pay through my bank account. This is all behind how the sausage is made baseball, but most things come out of my bank account. But every now and then something will be like, oh, we've taken your monthly payment from PayPal this month, and I'm like, what? No, because I have to go and transfer funds. So yeah, so then saying, right now your tips and super chat now, I wouldn't do that. It'd be an absolute nightmare. What I'd probably do if I did something like that would just be saying, this stream is to raise money for, here's an email address or a link on screen, you can go and make donations, I wouldn't get involved in the taking money off people anyway. A lot of responsibility doing stuff like that. I'd much rather just say, here's a stream, all the way through the stream we're going to pimp this charity, and we're going to give you a link that you can go and make payments to. That's nothing to do with me, thank you very much. Because also, think of it this way, from my point of view, it make my tax return an absolute living nightmare. Chunk of income that comes into my accounts is actually not for me but for charity. I have to declare it. Yeah, that's beyond my accounting skills. My accounting skills are 0. So yeah, I would not do that. I thought Twitch was more a gaming thing. Twitch was originally for gaming streams, but it's kind of used for everything now. Bob Ross has got a Twitch channel. Tabletop is gaming. Yeah, a lot of people do like sort of they live paint every day and do this kind of stuff every day live. Emma, who used to do Warhammer TV videos way back in the day, she went off to do it. She got a Twitch channel now. So a lot of people do that. It's not just gaming. It didn't stay gaming for long. It became a lot of other stuff. Wow, I just got called old at 25, says Tomcat. Don't forget the tip Jar Jar, says Dave. Yes. Doodle-doo. Super Hat is better. Don't know what's going on there. And then says chat. Oh yeah, Super Hat. Well, Super Hat is better, but Super Chat's even better than Super Hat. Right, we'll get this guy glued together. I think I've just about got him cleaned up now. We might get 2 guys built. I know. 2 guys. Then we might call it quits. Getting the hunger now. Oh, with the coming apart. I'm getting the hunger for sausages, for snags, and for ricings. I'm working over there, but the centre point's here, and I'm working over here, and it's probably annoying for you guys. Look, just hang on. You go there, and you go there, and you just shut up. There you go. Doesn't matter what you do as a modeler. You could have the world's biggest workbench, but you sit there for more than an hour, and at the end of it, you're working in a small 1-foot square space that's not anywhere practical. And when you're filming like this, it's even worse. Me, I tend to work in the edge of my desk is just off screen here. I tend to work in like a strip about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches deep along the edge of the bench. I don't know why, I just do. So every time I'm building something, I'm dropping things on the carpet. I don't work here, I work right on the edge of the bench. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Because I'm an idiot, probably. Wow, I am such a procrastinator. I'm nearly finished the Mustang build. Damn, says Andy McLeish. David Sanderson, I'm going to have to say goodbye. It's been a pleasure hanging out. Thank you for coming in, David. You've been more than welcome. Thanks for coming along. We'll have more of these, so don't worry about that. We'll have plenty more of these. Snags, I haven't heard that for years. Always used to call them snags. I know, I don't know why I call them snags. I know if you're Australian, a snag is a sandwich. Oh, that's a sanga. Australians call them snags? I remember. Yeah, I'm going to make some snags. Now, yes, I did say, originally, I did say I wanted to do as many of these live streams as possible to give you guys a place to hang out. This week, of course, I haven't had a chance to do any other than this one because, like I said at the start, I started filming the Falcon unboxing. I had to do a Skyrim book video, and the other bits and bobs that I had to do, and there were other people doing other streams as well that I didn't want to get in the way of. So this is what we've got today. So I do apologise. I was hoping to get some other ones done this week. But we'll do them as often as I can. I know Friday's pretty good because nobody does any streams during the day on a Friday. So Chris did one this morning, but only a little one. So I will do as many of these live streams as I actually can. As I say, the entire aim of this is not is A, to give me company as well, but to give you company, to give you something to do, to keep pass the time. This guy's not got a helmet on, but I don't like unhelmeted heads. I much prefer them to have actual helmets. Have I got a spare head? I don't have a spare head on here, will I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's no spare head. Darn it. I probably have got some spare Primrose Marines heads. Just have to give them a normal head, aren't I? I don't mind. There's nothing that bad with normal heads. They're just more fiddly to paint, that's all. Hey, you all give him a normal head. There you go. Stop doing with his normal head then. He is looking. I give him. Wait, I'm on the wrong damn page for a start. It doesn't help, does it? You stupid boy. He's looking that way. Yes. It's not the end of the world painting heads. It just takes time. That's especially when you've got a whole batch of army to paint. Beyond hope. What about using one of the resin heads I shipped up to you last year? I haven't actually put them out to cure in the sun yet. And aren't they all beaky heads? I can't remember now. Have a look. Oh, Maybe sniff back today. Yes, I haven't had a chance to put them out to cure in the sun yet because you said to put them in the sun. It hasn't been sunny. Got pauldrons. Heads. Yeah, but they're for my angry marines. They're all beakies. I don't want to waste them. Because don't forget, I'm not keeping these. These are going off to George. So I don't want to waste them. I've got to make a dedicated squad of angry marines. I need to. When the sun comes out, I'll get them out in the sun anyway. Oh, see, it says there, sun to harden, dish soap to clean. I've got the note. I've got some spare heads, but I'm just going to build this guy now. I'll give him a normal head. Send George a Jar Jar figure into the Sazabi and see if he notices, says Candygram. He might. Fox, it's been 3 months, they'll be cured. Okay, you're probably right. You're probably right. You probably are right. I'll put them out in what little sun we've got. Yes, I do plan on doing... mind you, he's actually got a helmet on his waist, so I can't not give him a helmet, I suppose. You can't not... His whole point is... Yeah, I forgot that. He's got a helmet there. He has to have the exposed head of happiness. Oh well, never mind. But yes, I do plan on doing some Angry Marines. A squad of them, so... they will get used. Don't you worry that. But one of the beaky Space Marine heads. That's terrifying. I will view his paintings much differently now. A friend messed with my head when she shared a picture saying, what if Bob Ross was a serial killer and all his paintings were where he hid the bodies? Why did she do that? No! Happy Tree's not scary. You never know. Dave says, mind you, Andrew, I still not have used any of the heads you sent me yet. Also, don't forget, as I've just remembered as well, Spid did send me a load of hamster heads. He sent me some more. Oh, he's got a big nub on his foot. Damn it. I had some from Spids anyway. But he sent me some more, so I've got enough to make a squad of war hamsters, so I've got to make them as well. Now, at the moment, of course, the problem is I ain't buying any Space Marines from anywhere. None of us are, so yeah, it's been a while before I get more Space Marines. But I will be making some Angry Marines, and I will be making some war hamsters, and I'll do proper videos on both of those. What I will do is I must write on that bag, because I am rubbish at remembering who sent me things. I must make sure a note to write on here. Where's my fat tape? There is my fat tape. I cannot find my... There it is. Oh. Just to remind me, because I'll forget otherwise. Oh, it says there. Angry Marine Bits, Beaky from Beyond Hope. I've already written it on the bag. There you go. That's how rubbish I am. I have to write on things when people send me stuff to remember who sent me the stuff. Ugh, if you look in my stash, all the boxes and things that people have sent me things, it's got the names written on them because I just forget. Spid, Command Squad. Iris says, Command Squad, the silly buggers who don't wear helmets. Spid says, Hamster Squad for the win. Yes. Yeah, so I do have a load of war hamster heads from Spid. The challenge is painting 10 hamster heads to look all different. Because, yeah. And to not look like Chris's war hamster. It'll be a challenge. Challenge accepted. I do find some of these Space Marines have almost like pigeon toe poses where their feet are a bit like that. Weird. If anyone is sub to me, says Dad, on the tubes, might do a live stream over the weekend when I'm not clashing with others. Ooh. Do it, Dad. Do it. Dad stream. Yes. I don't know who's on a Saturday. I normally go from 3 till 6 with the Skyrims. I know Carl does his Saturday stream, but if it's every week, every weekend, or just on every other week, I don't know. I think Saturday early mornings and afternoons are free before 3 o'clock. I think. I think so. I don't know. Well, just do it anyway. Don't worry about other people. Be mercenary. So what we're basically saying is basically everybody go and subscribe to Dad's channel. When he says, if anyone is sub to me, he's saying, please can you all subscribe to my channel? So yes, go and subscribe to Dad's channel. If we all subscribe, I mean, I'm already subscribed. If you all subscribe, then it gives him a reason to do a live stream. And a Dad stream would be awesome. Just don't do a stream of the E-model stuff though, Dad, because they'd want that on their channel. Awesome news, Dad. I'm there, says Candygram. Bid says, go for it. I'll keep my peepers open so I don't clash. Haha, says Dad. Yeah. LD first picture posted on Boomhut, says Paul Di Tommaso. Beyond Hope says, I'm using them for everything, mainly my Stormcast army and some Spice Maroons. I've resin cast some Battle Sisters heads so I can mix and yes. Yeah, well, my big plan is with those is to because Beyond Hope sent me those heads. Is I'll do a squad of Angry Marines because he sent me the heads, the beaky heads, a whole load of beaky heads, Angry Marine pauldrons with the various markings on them, and some open exposed heads as well, some bits and bobs. So I plan on doing a load of Angry Marines, and what I'll do is I'll just get a load of Primaris Marines because I like the Primaris shape. I don't like the old Marine types. I'll get a load of Primaris Marines. And I'll just swap the heads out for the beakies and put the pole. Oh, then again, no. I'd have to get the Space Marines that have got the. It's going to be old Marines, isn't it? Somebody tell me in chat because I can't remember. Do we actually have kits of Primaris Marines with separate pauldrons, or are they all this easy build crap? I can't remember. You tell me in chat. Are any of the proper Primaris kits, are they easy build or are they all separate pauldrons? Orc Stomper it will be, says. Oh yeah, live streaming is Orc Stomper. Yeah. Dad, when we went to Warhammer World, when me, Chris and Dad went to Warhammer World, where Simon forgot and didn't turn up because he forgot. He's rubbish. Dad was like, I must pick something up while I'm here. Orc Stomper. Done. Biggest thing you could find. Now remember, Dad, you've got a challenge because the beauty of orcs is that they build stuff out of scrap. So you can't really paint it all one colour because that's not how orcs work. It should be all different colours of bits of scrap and stuff. You may have to use some colours you're not quite familiar with, like any colour that's not red. You can get upgrade sets for Primaris with shoulder pads, so there should be some without them. I think the proper like squads of Primaris you buy in a box, I think they're all separate arms and legs and shoulder pads, I think. Just can't remember because I think all the Primaris I've built so far have been from sets and like this, so it's all easy build nonsense. Iru says, always angry all the time! Whoa! Yes. Chrono Man says, I'm sub to Dad and everyone needs a popper stream. Yeah. Dad stream. Dad cam. Dad cam live at the Dad bench. This arm isn't going on. Why you not go on properly? Do what I tell you. There we go. Is he supposed to be pointing up? No, he's supposed to be pointing down. Like, there we go. Because you're doing it wrong, Fox. That's why it didn't fit. And that goes on there like that, you see. And then we have the other arm here. Gee, I wonder what colour paint will be used on the Orc Stomper, says Candygram for Mongo. Dad, there is no blue, it's bright black, says Earl D. This is indeed a fact. A statement of some dubious merit. It's indeed a statement that you've just made. I'll give you that much. Done that much. Touch of the glue. There we go. There we go. Lovely. I'm kind of super aware that most of this stream has been the top of the back of my head. But sorry about that. Hey. Having Fox in your life means you get a little bit of head every now. I've just said that, didn't I? Oh dear Lord. Just said that, didn't I? I'm going to blame it on Dave. It's Dave's fault. I kind of, you know, when you say something but your brain doesn't plan ahead as what you're about to say and you don't do any planning. Primaries do have separate shoulder pads. I just checked on the GW site. There you go. Cool. And LD is like copper and bronze or dark gold. Cynical Steve says, hello gang, just got in from work. Did I miss any stabity? No. I did push my blade away like that a minute ago and almost thought I got some stabity, but I didn't. You haven't missed any stabity at all because there's been none. Dan says, I shall now refer to blue as bright black. Yes. Blue is like black in the 1980s. Everything was neon in the 1980s. Just for those of you out there who don't know, because you're far too damn young. Get off my lawn. Damn kids. Don't blame me, mate. I'm going to have to soak my brain in Dettol after you said that, says Dave. Dave, it doesn't matter what it is. It's always your fault. You should know that by now. Fluorescent brown. 1980s. I think I actually had some clothes, a suit in fluorescent brown. I'm pretty sure I probably did in the 1980s. I'm pretty sure that would have been a thing. It's only when you get to my age now you realise, I've said this before, but yeah, you always look back on past times with like rose tinted glasses. And I look back on my life recently, I thought, you know what? When I was a little kid in the 70s, it was brilliant. But when I look back as an adult, every time in history that I've lived through has been absolute garbage, apart from, not right now, this minute, but the current age with the internet and with models and all the technology we've got. Everything before that, like the 2000s, the 1990s, the 80s, the 70s, it's all just garbage. It's cold, wet, miserable, and nothing works. So those rose-tinted glasses, it's all nonsense. Right. I scratched my hand on an old solder tag, so I have sacrificed the blood god for today. There you go. Blood for the blood god. I built 2 dudes. Yes. Got 2 lieutenants built. Yes. Yes. Awesome. I do like the Primaris compared to old style Marines. I do like the physical shape of them. They're much more sensical. The old Marines, I had to build some the other day. I built one as a test. In fact, I'm sitting there saying, I'm such an idiot. I'm sitting there saying, I don't know if they have separate shoulder pads on the Primaris. I've just built those Silver Templars and they have separate shoulder pads. Beyond hope. I just checked and my memory didn't fail me. There were 2-part rows of heads without helmets on. The resin set I sent up. I may be old, but I'm not Jerry Hattrick yet. Yeah, there were a couple of unhelmeted heads as well. Some on there. There was a row of the beakies. Oh, blocking the camera again. A row of beakies and some of the smaller. A little row of the unhelmeted jobbies. Clean up that base because it had got a great big nub on it. Blondes. What was I talking about? No idea. I've forgotten already. I've no idea what I was talking about. Yeah, so things basically. No idea what I was talking about. Really haven't. Right, my back is really stiff. I'm going to suffer when I stand up now. Oh, it's almost like I've been sat in the same chair for 3 weeks. Oh, good God. Right, so we got 2 dudes built. Lovely. I dare say I do like the Primaris shape compared to old Marines. It's much better. Makes sense. There's a row of beakies with hoods on as well. Yes, there were. There was a row of beakies with hoods. They're awesome. They're ninja angry Marines. Right, what we're going to do is 5:15. I'm probably going to call it there because I've done those 2. I'm not going to do another one in 45 minutes. I need to go make the tea. I did start a bit early, so we'll finish a bit early. We'll call it there. Massive thank you to all of you for joining in and watching. There's currently 45 people in the watching right now. Not all of you in chat, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you're watching, that's all that matters. As long as you're joining in some way. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. As always, continued, take care of yourselves. Social distancing, all that one. Remember, soap and water kills the chocolate Velociraptor 19 dead. So wash your hands all the time. Wash your hands every time you do anything. Wash your hands and then wash your hands because you washed your hands, because they might be on the soap. So. Take care of yourselves. If just stay indoors. There's no real reason you need to go out. Just stay indoors. Stay indoors. Don't go out. I nearly burped then. I will be back tomorrow for the Skyrim live stream at 3 PM tomorrow for Skyrim fun times. We'll see what George Gabriel is up to. Can't remember where I got to last time. I've forgotten now. Anyway, we'll see what he's doing. Sunday I'll be back on with I'll come back with these guys for Warhammer Sunday, so we'll see you back doing these on. I'll just leave all this on the bench here. Monday's back with E-Models, of course, me, Chris, Ted and Colin with the E-Models live stream. And then as and when I can throughout the coming week, I'll do as many little live streams as I can, even if it's just like an hour here and there. I've got enough to film the next episode of the Millennium Falcon, obviously, and I've got to film another Skyrim book. But as and when I can, I'll try and get some more live streams done, just so you've got somewhere to hang out in chat. It's nice to hang out while you're doing other stuff, because we're all bored and sat at the bench right now, so it's fun to have people to talk to. Even maybe it's one-way conversation, but you're talking back to me in words, written words, so I can live with that. Dad says, don't forget the like button. Yes, do remember to like and subscribe. If you're new to this channel and you haven't already, do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit that like button for me, folks. Where are we? Quick last look. Bye all, everybody saying goodbye. Anyway, yes, so that's going to do it. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Like I say, I will see you tomorrow, 3 PM. But until then, I've got some new buttons. Let me just check the buttons are working. Yes, my buttons are working. Oh, I forgot to give you a Ted.
Slap it on.
I thought Ted wasn't working then for a second. I've only got one soundy button, and that's Ted. So you get a Ted. You get a random Ted. But yes, take care of yourselves. Go and make something awesome. Like and subscribe and hit the bell. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. You're already awesome. I don't need to tell you that. Be careful. Be safe. Stay indoors. Don't go outside. If you've got a dog, just sell it or eat it or something. You don't need to go and walk the dog. It can go in the garden. Just if it's a big dog, chase it around the garden. If it's a small dog, just eat it or something. Or just eat it. Anyway, I'm waffling now. Take care. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. And until next time, adios, amoebas.